Looks like we're good. Go ahead and get started. Alright, listen. The thoughts and opinions expressed on the StayDownLA Podcast belong to me, K-Stacks Pete, and maybe whoever else got the nerve to pull up. This ain't for the overly serious, overly sensitive, or anybody looking to be offended on purpose. If you mad, you might want to log off now. For everybody else, welcome to the StayDownLA Podcast. Let's talk our shit. What up? It's your boy K-Stacks Pete. And welcome back to another episode. Welcome back to the StayDownLA Podcast. This is episode 30. Episode 30 of the StayDownLA Podcast. Hold on, let me get my seat up. I try to have my seat a little lower so that way niggas can see me better, but I think this should be good. Welcome to StayDownLA Podcast, where I am the host, K-Stacks P. I'm a rapper, content creator, you know what I'm saying, shit talker. I do everything under the sun, and this is where I just come on, speak on certain topics that I'm interested in, movies, TV shows, animations, music, lifestyle, anything, clothes, shit like that. Come on here to talk about it. And then, you know what I'm saying, get into some topics, and I get into my weekly recap, and I tell you guys about how the week has been for me, and overall, what I've learned that I feel like I could share for other people that they could probably use for their daily life that would hopefully improve and enhance their daily experiences. So now, of course, now that mouthful is out the way, I think this is the perfect position for them. I want to make sure you guys can always see the characters that I have with me. So, first of all, do want to give a very big, shout out to my grandma. My grandma passed on Tuesday, so this podcast episode is going to be dedicated to my grandma. I love and miss you. I appreciate you, and I know that you're watching over me and you're guiding me. And even though it's only been like a day, since you've been gone and stuff, I definitely can say I felt your presence in my life, and I just pray that you continue to help me out, continue to help me out, continue to guide me, and continue to protect me, and overall make me, the grandson, and I say Allah basically continues to make the grandson that can continue to make you proud, while you're above. So this episode is dedicated to my grandma. Rest in peace to her. I love her and I miss her, and everything I'm doing, is for all my angels. You feel me? So thank you guys all for being here. Thank you guys all for watching. It's your boy K-Stacks P. Just want to give a big shout out to Allah. The theme of every episode is gratitude, because I'm just happy to be awake. I'm happy to be alive, because a lot of people didn't get to make it today, and I'm one of the people that was able to make it. So I'm very grateful for that. So I don't take that for granted. So I want to thank Allah for waking me up. Thank Allah for another day. Thank Allah for another opportunity, and for the ability to be able to get on here and talk my shit and be able to make a podcast. We're 30 episodes in, so that means it's been 30 weeks. 30 weeks of me coming on here and just, letting you guys know how I feel about certain things, just letting you guys know what I've been up to. And that means 30 weeks, 30 days straight. I went down a damn beat. 30 weeks straight. Niggas just coming on here. So and then this is the third episode that we're doing it live and like showing the setup. I'm actually showing myself so that way niggas can clip and everything like that. Even though I ain't gonna lie, I haven't really made any clips. Your boy be tired. I got a busy week, and I just, I do what I can with what I have. So you guys know how that goes. So now that we got the introductions out the way, just wanted to say that this podcast episode is brought to you and sponsored by StayDownLA. That's my brand. Make sure you give me a follow on Instagram. StayDownLA for all my content, all the things that I post, anything that's K-Stacks. And then StayDownLA Fitness for anything that's K-Stacks related but fitness related. So if you're trying to lose some weight, you're trying to work out, you want to look, look better, follow my StayDownLA Fitness. And if you just want to stay up to date on all my content, as I make music, I do YouTube videos, I stream, and I make content, I drop TikToks and stuff like that. So if you want to just see all my other videos and all my other stuff, make sure to follow me on there. So now that we got the introductions out the way and I got all the shout outs that I want to get out the way, shout out to, of course, my angels. Shout out to my grandma, both my grandmas, my grandma on my dad's side, grandma on my mom's side. Shout out to Auntie Bosse. Shout out to Latif's mom. Shout out to Latif. Rest in peace, Latif. Rest in peace, Latif. Rest in peace, all these angels. Shout out to all of them. Shout out to, of course, Kalila. Shout out to, of course, Elliot. You know, all the angels that I have up there that's watching over me. They don't go by where I don't think about y'all. So I just want you guys to know that, you know, a nigga be sad, but I know you guys wouldn't want me to be out here depressed. So I always try to keep a smile on my face. You feel me? So that's why I try to pass on positive vibes and happiness as well. So normally, you guys, if you guys have seen any episodes before, but if this is your first time, normally I usually do a weekly recap first off, and then I usually go from there where I go into Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, up until Thursday. But I felt as if, or I noticed, at least from the past few pods, that sometimes I tend to drag when it comes to my daily recaps, and then it leaves me a little to no time to get into the topics that might be happening per week. And if you don't really, at least for me, I noticed that when I don't talk about the topics that week, it stacks up on me. So I definitely want to try to, you know, so we're going to do it differently this time. We're going to go into a movie review. That's where we're going to start off, because the movie that I seen this week was Mercy. So that's the first area we're going to start at. And you know I'm serious when I got the notes on deck. I actually took some notes on the movie Mercy. So, what is Mercy? Mercy is a movie with the guy that played Star-Lord in in the Guardians of the Galaxy. I'm trying to find an overview for y'all so I can say it the right way. And you already know I did a movie review, so make sure to follow me on TikTok at KStacksP if you want to be able to like watch my review to see how I felt like fresh out the movie. Of course, now I've had some days to settle in and I've had some days to process it, so I'm going to give a more in-depth review right now. And of course, spoilers ahead. If you haven't seen the movie or you would like to see the movie, please exit now. You know what I'm saying? I'm giving you guys a chance. But before I get into the to the movie review, gotta get into the fit. As you guys can see, you know what I'm saying, something light, came bust down on the wrist, you know what I'm saying, nothing too crazy, nothing too stupid, you feel me? Then I came good coat on the shirt, girls love good coat, right? Red words, red lettering with the butterflies, black tee. Then I got the good coat sweats on, you know what I'm saying, black writing with the white lettering, you know what I'm saying, I guess you could say incense. And then of course for the feet, I got the Crocs Marvel edition for Spider-Man, because if you know, Spider-Man is my favorite superhero. So pretty much, because after this I'm going to school, so this is pretty much the fit for the day, you feel me? So I had to show you niggas, you know what I'm saying, quick little drip check. And then of course let's get into the niggas that are here with me today. Today I got my nigga, I feel like I named you, but I forgot his name. But this is an owl that I got from Universal Studios that I'm able to pause, put my hand in him, and then make his head move around. So he kind of is like a ventriloquist dummy, but I guess we could call him Owly for now until we come up with a name. If you guys have something you guys want to call him in the chat, let me know in the chat. Let me know in the comments on my Patreonies, everybody that's on YouTube, wherever you guys see this at. Let me know what we should name him. But then, of course, you know what I'm saying, returning, got my nigga Superior Spider-Man, young Naruto, and then older Naruto from Naruto Shippuden. I ain't gonna lie, had to keep it a little simple because sometimes I'm kind of clumsy, so I don't want none of these, you know what I'm saying, delicate figures to fall down and then be broken. So what is Mercy? Set in the near future, a detective accused of murdering his wife has 90 minutes to prove his innocence to an advanced AI judge. So who are the characters? Where are the characters at? Stars. Okay, so the top 3 stars: Chris Pratt, that's Star-Lord, that was in Guardians of the Galaxy. Rebecca Ferguson, I feel like I've seen her in other movies. Oh, now I want to show me. Okay. She was in Dune. I knew I've seen this lady before. She's done a couple good movies. And then Kylie Reese. So Chris Pratt is Chris Raven. That's funny. Rebecca Ferguson is Judge Maddox, the AI judge. And then Callie Reese is Jacqueline, aka Jack Diallo, which is Chris Pratt's character's partner. And then they have some other characters that I'm like, I could get into. I guess I could get into them when it's important. Like, I guess we could also mention Jeff Pierre, who's Patrick Burke, who, like I said, this is spoilers ahead, who Chris Pratt's wife ends up cheating on him with. Yes, because there's some infidelity in this movie, which is so funny. And then, yeah, just the cast isn't stacked with a whole bunch of stars that I feel like everybody knows, but it's pretty good cast. You know, Chris Pratt, that already is like, you know, I feel like that's good, right? Hold on, it's trash time. Give me 1 second, y'all. Say that because I guess I just assumed that you guys would notice the weird way that the thing just cuts and stuff, but just to let you guys know, because like I said, I'm transparent on here. Just have to go take out the trash real quick because it's trash day, so just want to help my mom out with that and just talk to her a little bit. But I'm back, so let's get back to spoiling the hell out of Mercy. So what happened in Mercy? Why did I get an email from Bluestone, man? LOL, that's funny. You go a place one time and they be trying to, man. That's why it'd be hard to put your number for places, because it's like they'd be trying to send you advertisements, and it's like unless you say no to it, nah. So the movie starts off, and they show the Mercy title early. They have Chris Pratt in the seat. So he's in the seat. He's kind of disoriented, but the whole time he's disoriented and he's trying to get awake, the movie is presenting or showing the initiation or implementation of Mercy and what it is, and like how like there was a lot of crime, so then they had to come up with this system, or they introduced this system. They showed Chris Pratt a little bit too, like, you know, being part of the force and stuff like that. That was part of the thing that came up to it. Show what Mercy is, gave a like a little quick description of like what it does, and like how since then the positives, you know what I'm saying, the lower statistics of the death rate, stuff like that, you know, just little BS that they just try to do to make it seem like the product is working much better than it really is. So after they do that, like I said, took some notes. The movie begins with an explanation of why Mercy was implemented and what Mercy is. So we're told that Chris Pratt's case is case number 19. He's Detective Raven, and 5 hours and 26 minutes. Why did I write that down? I probably wrote that down. There's probably something that maybe referenced 5 hours and 26 minutes. But maybe since the murder of his wife, that's how much time has been passed. But he was confused on why he's there. He has to swear to an oath. And then he's charged with the murder of Nicole Raven. So they showed the body cam footage of when they found the wife. And the daughter found him. And she was alive long enough to say that it was him when they asked her. Because pretty much, right, they tell him like, oh yeah, like this is what you're here for. This is what you're charged for, and then they show him the body cam footage of like what happened when they found the wife. So when the wife is on the floor, you know what I'm saying, she's stabbed up and everything, and they come up to her like, so who did this? Who did this? Chris. And I thought that was just so interesting because ultimately he doesn't even do it. That's what I'm saying. Because who ends up really being the one to kill her? Let me see real quick. Let me check real quick, y'all. So, he broke the AI. He's looking at barbecue. He's fucking up the AI. The police made it to Rob's house. Arms dangerous. And went for a drug dealer. Broke. Yeah, I don't think we even find out. Oh, we do find out. Okay. I had to remember what was the... So, you know, nowadays, they have to have twists in movies. This movie had like 3 different twists. So, I had to remember what was the different twist. Like, what ended up being the real cause of why she died. Let's continue. So, they're like, okay, cool. Then he's looking like, oh shit, well, if she's on camera saying that I'm the one that killed her, more than likely, I'm you know what I'm saying? Like, that's weird. And then, in actuality, there is some guilt that he has, but not enough guilt to the degree of murder. You know what I'm saying? So he did some weird shit that day. He went up on his wife because he is supposed to be sober. But there was a case that happened, or there was an incident that happened a couple years ago that involved his partner losing his life. A male partner, his male LG character that he has. Once he lost that guy, and I guess the situation to it, he, you know what I'm saying? Like, he was fucked up. My nigga was going through it, so he turned to liquor. So, look, and then, so when he looked up and is looking at an article about him and his partner. He's asked about a plea. He says not guilty, but he has a 97.5% guilt level, and it has to drop to 92% before 92%, or it has to drop below 92% in order for him to be found not guilty. So I haven't found that interesting because apparently it can't be. There's no 100% guilty. So the 97.5% is the 100%. But if it's only, like, we could literally do the math, fool. 97.5 minus 92, that's only 5.5%. So you telling me you only need to get your you know what I'm saying? You only need to get your guilty percentage down 5%. Are you good? Like, I don't know. Like, I didn't get the ceiling. Like, you would think you would need to go super duper low. Like, you need to, like, look really, really innocent for you to be considered innocent. But I guess he doesn't have to. He just got to look 92%. You know what I'm saying? Just lose a little bit of it. But they have a cloud. So that's one of the things where I like about these movies is because, like, they show how I feel like what I always consider an insight of what technology they're trying to show. So, you know, we already have the cloud, you know, and it's so funny because as someone that has iCloud, I always kind of feel targeted, or, like, you know, I always feel kind of slighted when I see these things. So I'm like, are you guys trying to say that, like, if I partake in using the cloud, my information could be compromised or they could take my shit? And it's so crazy because I used to think to myself, like, oh, well, if you don't have nothing weird on your phone, you don't have to be worried about your information being tampered with or being looked into. But overall, you shouldn't want your information to be, like, hacked or, like, accessed if you're not willingly giving none up. So the way that the Marcy system is, it don't seem like niggas even got a choice, because this shit was bypassing passwords. It was bypassing computers. Like, it was hacking into shit. It was going into camera schemes. It was doing a lot of stuff that, as the people that were signing up, you know, when they say, did you read the terms and conditions, and we didn't read the terms and conditions, if they told us that they'd be able to pull up, let's say Caduce A is having a crime and Caduce B, you know what I'm saying, just happens to have a camera that has access to it. Like, there was a part where they went into a camera of the neighbor because the neighbor has a 24/7 camera that shows the birds that come into his, like, yard. And it's so interesting because there's a real life situation that my teacher was just telling me about yesterday or 2 days ago, where there's a live camera in Big Bear with the bald eagles since COVID, apparently. Since fucking COVID. Like, really hear that. Let me write that down because, you know, gotta add that to the podcast topics. Big Bear, bald eagles. But yeah, so there's a 24-hour camera over there, and pretty much since COVID, they just been watching these bald eagles, and I guess bald eagles mate forever, so whoever they fucking with, they gonna fuck with them for the rest of their life. So she apparently had laid eggs before, they didn't hatch, but now she got some new eggs. So my teacher was really like made it seem pretty interesting, so I thought it was pretty cool. But I thought that was a nice reference to how the movie had a camera. So pretty much, let's say for example, if there was a crime that happens to be around Big Bear and that camera of the birds had access or any angle that could catch part of the crime, they would access that camera, go into it, and then, you know what I'm saying, show it on the thing. So if you need that camera to be able to prove your innocence, you could do it. But I find that funny because, let's continue. So he has 90 minutes to find out if he will be guilty or not, and if he'll be executed. 92% must fall below, and the chair kills him with a sonic wave, and the computer lady says she has the option to stop it. So she already mentions that she could kind of override it. You know what I'm saying? They already kind of give a hint that she could do that. So it shows the camera shows that he's been abusive because when he went to work, so basically when they kind of like because he's not really forthcoming of like what happened prior to the death, because he knows he didn't kill his wife, right? But he knows they had a bad argument where he did a dick move. The nigga has a secret stash of liquor that I guess he kept or he was doing something with that, you know what I'm saying, when he would, you know what I'm saying, didn't want to get a little buzz, he would get his buzz. He goes to work, he checks his secret stash, the secret stash isn't there. He drives back home, and she's like, oh, nah, nigga, you ain't coming in this house. So she locks the door, he's knocking on the door and some shit like, girl, honey, let's talk this out, or honey, let me in, type shit. So she's like, no, and for some reason, that's what I'm saying, like, y'all be trying to say black people are aggressive? White niggas are aggressive. White people are aggressive. And I'm standing on that. Sorry, not sorry. And homies. Sorry, not sorry. Because you're telling me that you're not even drunk. You in a sober rage and you gonna freaking knock down your own camera? Like, and then that's the thing. Nigga, you fucking you introduced LA to Mercy. So you know Mercy has access to all these cameras and shit. Like, you know Mercy is very intrusive. Why would you even risk fucking with your camera or looking crazy on camera? I'm not saying that you should be fake and like, yes, honey, just let me in, and then really be on some sick shit. But I'm like, you know, it's just the implication of like, you just wouldn't look if you were trying to look innocent, knocking down the camera is not going to help you look innocent. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's backwards to me. Counterproductive. So he abuses the camera, and the camera shows him and her not getting along, and she said he shouldn't come in, and she locked the door, and he left, and he was there for 26 minutes. The daughter returned from a sleepover, and then he apparently killed her, and then went to a bar, Harbor Master Bar. The camera shows that he is there, and he's tripping. So far, he's denying everything. The body cam footage shows him making an ass of himself when the police attempt to arrest him, because when the police meet him at the bar, he's lit. He's kind of like I'm saying, kind of like doing the most. I don't think he knows that the murder happened. So when they kind of come and question him, he kind of resists. I'm gonna just call it a spade. He resists. So they hit him with a baton because this nigga was trying to take a police car. Like, this nigga was doing the most. That's what I'm saying. Like, yeah, he was on one. He was on one. Like, the beginning of the movie, they're like, okay, we're gonna make you niggas not fuck with this nigga. So like, they're showing us him just making an ass out of himself, just making him look stupid, you feel me? But he's not a killer. The nigga might be a drunk, and the nigga might be super duper aggressive, you know what I'm saying? And he might be a resisting arrest, but he's not a killer. I guess that's what they was trying to show. I don't know. Either way, your wife is dead, gang. So she's trying to ask him, why did he come back home? And he's like, he wants to talk to his daughter, and the lady's saying, nah, that his daughter's with the mom's parents. So he's trying to make he eventually gets the AI to agree to let him talk to his daughter, but they have an option to where you could leave a message, you know, say something. And I don't know, that's what I'm saying. This part was just kind of awkward. I was like, I guess the nigga was struggling on what to say to his daughter, like, oh, honey, like, I didn't, like, no matter, like, pretty much, he had the option to say, hey, honey, is your dad, I'm calling you, don't listen to the news, just answer the phone. But he couldn't come up with a cohesive message to send to her, so the AI was like, you know, we can send it without a message. And he was like, okay, yeah, let's just do that. And I'm like, dude, what was the point of us seeing this nigga for talking about some A, B, C? No. Hey, honey, I love you. No. What's the deal, my nigga? No. That's too aggressive. Like, what was the point of him doing that if the AI could just send it without the message? Like I said, it was shit that they were, I guess they were showcasing all the shit that the shit could do. They were showing us that, yes, you could call people. You could type a message before you call them. Like, they were doing an advertisement for, you know what I'm saying? Maybe they were soft pitching it. If you guys have ever watched My Hero Academia, they have heroes that, I know this is about to sound like, what the fuck? They have heroes that, they have tournaments pretty much where My Hero Academia, I think that's what the show called. But I call it My Hero. So My Hero Academia is a school for young people that trying to become heroes. They go to the school and then they learn the technical aspect of being a hero, and then they also learn the practical aspect of being a hero. And within this world, whoa, what's going on with my mic? Hold on, y'all.
My Hero Academia?
Whoa. What happened? My thing stopped working, y'all. Give me 1 second. This thing died? I know you're lying on me. Technical difficulties, y'all. Damn. Nigga can't win for losing. So give me 1 second, guys. Give me 1 second. You're telling me how much battery life does that have then? Cause we're hey, just so you know, buddy, we just getting started, buddy. We only about 20 minutes into the episode, gang. And you already dying on the nigga. That's actually crazy. Can I wear it while it's charging? Is that OD? That is a little OD, huh? Okay, y'all. So we have new microphones, but I don't know, man. I guess they're not gonna be the thing that I could use for the podcast episodes, because I don't think it has enough battery life to last how much talking a real nigga gotta do. Cause this shit, if it's already dying on me right now, I might keep that part in, to be honest. But let's get this back situated, because I can't have you guys not be able to hear what a nigga's saying. That would be fucked up. What's my notification? Oh. So can you guys hear me? No? Hello. Let's check the stream. See how it's doing. Stream manager. Hello. Stream manager. Hello. Stream manager. Hello. Stream manager. Y'all think it's good? Stream manager. Y'all think it's good? Stream manager. That's what y'all think it's good? That's what y'all think it's good? That's what y'all think. But yes. Let me get the beats. Fudge knuckles. Knuckles fudge. So I guess if anything, just cause I was really trying, y'all. Trying to just, introduce new aspects to the pod, So it's gonna be good. Like, so the microphone is not a dub, you know what I'm saying? I'm not saying this to say like, oh, it's not working. It's a dub in the sense of like trying to record for these episodes. Okay. And the main reason is because that boy my hair is just getting too great. And you see, it's not doing. Oh, I didn't put replace. Hello. Okay, yeah, dang. The microphone loud. Okay, so let me back it up a little bit. But yes, so as where I left off, they were saying pretty much they're showing how like aggressive he is. They're showing us that he has ways about himself that needs to be worked on too. So pretty much it looks like, yeah, he's capable of possibly murdering his wife. That's kind of like what they're showing. So he's trying to make a message, but he can't figure out what to say. So the dad messed up twice, and she sent it without a message. Robert Nason, apparently he went to AA and then he relapsed. That's what I said. That's what I'm like. He went to AA, but then he relapsed. Robert Nelson is like his AA partner, the person that's supposed to keep him track. But remember that name. So for 20 years, that's how long he's been with his girl. 3 years, they married at Redondo Beach. Uncle Ray, I thought he was a suspect. I ain't gonna lie. But he had a tragedy at the line of duty. His partner was killed, and that might have been what caused the issue in the relationship. That's what I thought. So 57 times, there's 57 instances of him tripping, because there was like going through the messages and going through like different incidents that they had, and it was 57 documented or like noticeable times where you could say he like kind of tripped or he did the most. So that's what the movie said. So divorce was considered, and he says he's fiery and that it's a family trait. So it's always funny when people be like, when niggas be on some like aggressive shit with their girl and shit, they be just like, bro, I'm just aggressive, bro. It's just a family trait. I'm just a little fiery. I'm just a little feisty. Chill out, my nigga. All that feisty shit ain't gonna get you nowhere. So the daughter's on the phone with Ben. The daughter called, and then the daughter called, and I was suspicious of her, right? Because they show us a scene where the daughter is pretty much, And that's what I'm saying. For no fucking reason. They pretty much show us that, I guess maybe the reason of it was to show that the daughter wasn't fucking with the program. But there's a scene where we get the daughter on FaceTime with a bad boy and shit. And like she's on the FaceTime with him and he's like smoking a cigarette in the bathtub. On some weird shit. Smoking a cigarette in the bathtub and he's on some shit like, yeah, you know, if I wanted to do something, you know, your mom wouldn't even be able to stop me. And it's like, were they trying to insinuate that he was trying to do something and that he was saying that like, yeah, if I wanted to do something that your family wouldn't be able to stop me? Because ultimately he doesn't even he's not even an important character in the grand scheme of things. We see him in that scene where the nigga talked to the daughter. We expose that the daughter has a secret page where she basically saying fuck AI, fuck Mercy, fuck all that shit. And then we never really hear from the nigga again. And I guess maybe they just wanted to just like give us a red herring, like give us something to just throw us off. Cause I was thrown off. I'm thinking, oh, obviously, the nigga wants to be with your daughter, but he knows that the way that she presents herself and the way that you guys would never let her be with him. So he's like, oh shit, I'm gonna just take it. That's what he was on. So at least that's how they made it seem. Like they made it seem like he was possibly going to be a possible suspect, but he ends up not really being like really referenced in the movie after that scene. So the daughter called, and I'm suspicious of her because, like I said, I'm thinking maybe the daughter wanted some insurance money or tried to do some weird shit, and that's why she killed the mom. The way the movie was showing, I'm coming up with all these theories. I'm throwing shit at the wall and just seeing what sticks. So she's wondering why he's there, as she'd assume that he'd be at work, and the grandpa feels like he's guilty, so the grandpa hung up on her. The grandpa of the mother, so the mom's dad. So he's exposing the real truth behind Mercy and how they already make the choice before they sit there. So randomly, I guess because maybe the nigga just started feeling like bad for himself or like feeling like he had no hope, he kind of starts pretty much like, you know what, well shit, like I said, it's not like there's an audience, but you know, it's a movie, so there's an audience. He's talking to the Mercy program like, yeah, like basically like, you telling me like, because at first it's like 50-50. At first she pretty much was like, you have the opportunity to prove your innocence. He's trying, but I guess he got a little frustrated, and then he's like, you know what, why am I even trying? Like, he's like, I guess he's basically like exposing the fact that like, yeah, he knows better than anybody that like this shit is already rigged. You know what I'm saying? That like whatever the Mercy program is already, and which is crazy, right? Because it's like, nigga, if you're saying that, why would you even present something like this? Or in a sense, and I guess for how the movie finishes off, maybe that was a nugget to like show us that if you have enough evidence to make something look guilty, the Mercy program would just take it as that, even though I guess it might not be guilty. You know what I'm saying? Like in real life, where they will wrongly accuse and wrongly convict an innocent black man, and then he has to do the crime even though he really didn't do it. He has to do the time even though he didn't really do the crime. Yeah, that shit really is blowing me. So he's exposing that, and so she's saying she don't have feelings, but she can comprehend. He's calling his partner Jack. Jack is a female partner that he has. That, remember her, Jack. Remember who she is. He's on FaceTime with her. She's letting him know that she's going to be on by. You know what's so funny? Because I might as well just say fuck it. All this is his new partner's fault. Jack. This is all her fault. But this whole time, and that's what I'm saying, she's good because she made it seem like she's really like thorough. Like she made it seem like she's really about her job, because when she gets there, she gets to the crime scene, she's pretty much like, yeah, Jack, like Chris, like, you know, I know we homies and all, but if it comes down to it, nigga, and you look like you're guilty, I'm putting you in there. And her inclination, her reasoning behind that was that we can't have the city thinking that we let our own people off the hook. You know what I'm saying? We can't have them thinking that we show favoritism. But in reality, if the system's already fucked up, it doesn't matter there's favoritism. It's a flawed system regardless, you know? Yeah, so whatever. So she said, I'm going to be unbiased. So he called the AI, Your Honor. I thought that was so funny. Because when he called her Your Honor, she was like, thank you. And I'm like, you're AI. What are you talking about? That's so funny. So now, with the AI system, he has the ability to recreate the crime scene, to recreate and basically walk through what happened before the murder. So he's recreating the scene, he's checking out the fingerprints, trying to figure out who did what, but the partner is saying how it already looks like a crime of passion. So the partner is saying that your wife is dead. You're the husband. It's textbook case of, nigga, you got mad at your girl and you killed her. So, like, and she's saying how even in the scene, even at the crime scene, it's looking like that. But wait, there's more. So now they check the deceased wife's phone records, and they bypass the password. Now this was where I got kind of scared, because I said, sheesh, are you telling me that even as we speak now in real life, they could bypass the password if the police are saying like they need to? And I think they can. If I'm not mistaken, I think they can. So like I said, y'all, just make sure y'all don't put nothing or don't be doing nothing that you don't want the police to see on your phone. Just don't do no crime. In reality, that's what I should be saying. But you know what I'm saying? Every day ain't gonna be green. You know what I'm saying? Every day ain't gonna be blue skies. You feel me? So let's just be realistic. If you're gonna do something, be careful. You know what I'm saying? And I'm saying that as somebody that doesn't do anything. You feel me? Oh, the secret word of today. Mercy. I feel like that's the secret word. So she had two phones, and the other phone was in a Tesla. So the way this works is, the way the town is, if you have a normal phone, it's pretty much going to be pinged and be able to be followed by the system. So if you have a regular phone, if you have internet, pretty much they could access your shit. But they have these ways where, or these loopholes, you know what I'm saying, in reality, a burner phone, where if you use that, the Mercy program won't even be able to they'll be able to bypass it, but it won't come up on the grid. Like, unless they find your phone, unless they find the burner phone, they're not gonna know about your burner phone, basically, I guess, you know? So I guess it's a little bit of a two for one situation, because even the AI judge like kind of like questions his motive for this part of the movie, because at this point, when he finds the burner phone, we end up finding out that the burner phone is connected to this, you know, for lack of better words, this sneaky link that the wife was having. The wife apparently would go to a farmer's market, and there was this nigga that I told you guys his name was Jeff Pierre Patrick Burke. His character, I guess, seen the wife at the farmer's market, like, you know what I'm saying, like on some shit like, hey, I done seen you pass here too many times. What's up with you? And, you know, she over there, you know, my man don't listen to me. He don't listen about anything I got going on at work. He don't hear anything I got going on with my friends. He don't hear anything I got going on in my life. Like, he's just so busy. And it's like, I just keep telling y'all, bro, you got to just be in the middle. You got to be a nigga that makes a lot of money, but you got to be a nigga that, even though you're making a lot of money, you got to be able to still have a lot of time for your wife. Because what I'm seeing is a common theme with all these rich niggas. They don't have no time for their bitch. And the moment that was very rude to me. That was very uncalled for. I'm not gonna lie. That was uncalled for. I'm a little vulnerable right now. I'm a little sensitive. So, you know, you guys might be seeing sides of me that you might not really see this episode. So I apologize. I take that back. But you need to make time for your woman, your wife, because, you know what I'm saying, just because she's acting like a B word doesn't mean she is a B word. You know, like I said, I'll be scared to make my jokes, but it's like, fuck it, man. Fuck it, I'm making a joke. But pretty much, you know what I'm saying? Hey, he busy. The wife see an opportunity to talk to somebody, and this nigga Patrick Burke is like, shit, I can get behind this white milk. I can get behind this white lady. I can fuck with this. I can fuck with you. So he started fucking with her. I don't know. So the way they made it seem like she might just be eating the nigga's food. Like, they don't make it seem like, at least the way Patrick makes it seem, because there's a whole scene where pretty much they find, now they found a burner. He got a real ass partner. At this point, I'm thinking the partner's okay. Jack, you a real one. Like, you trying to help my nigga really get out of the situation. And then the funniest thing happens. She gets on a flying motorcycle. I guess because of, you know, traffic being in LA. Hey, even in the future, traffic is still terrible. Can you believe that? Even with flying motorcycles, like traffic is still so bad in LA. They had to implement flying motorcycles for the police force. Just let you know where we at with just society, right? So she gets on a flying motorcycle. I'm not gonna lie, I started crying, dying, laughing in the movie theater. This movie was supposed to be serious, but there was scenes that I promise you, I know they would be like, nigga, that wasn't supposed to be hilarious, but I was freaking crying, laughing. So that was one of those scenes. So they find the side nigga, Patrick Burke, and the drone has been dispatched. It was so much tech, bro. I was just dying laughing. I'm like, I guess they just want to show off like just what the thing was doing. So pretty much, Patrick, you know what I'm saying? He sees police officers trying to come for him, and I guess due to the nature of the fact that he knows that he was fucking or messing with the wife that lost her life, he was like, shit, I'm finna be up out of here. So he tries to escape. Naturally, the partner Jacqueline, she's on his ass, and she eventually catches him, and they eventually like detain him. But before she detains him, they have like this random ass fighting scene. They have this random ass fighting sequence that I thought was just so funny, because I guess the movie they were like, okay, how can we showcase Jacqueline's like expertise and her skill level? You know what I'm saying? And I guess because we're really, I'm telling you, we're really just watching Chris Pratt watching the AI while everybody else is doing everything outside of there. I told you guys in last week's episode, this is World of Worlds with Chris Pratt. Ice Cube is stuck in the freaking government facility and he can't get out, and everybody has to do everything outside of him. Chris Pratt is getting accused of murder and he can't do anything, and the people outside of him gotta do everything around him. Apparently though, this movie, shout out to the Joe Budden podcast, it's like this Tom Cruise movie, something about how like they can't, pretty much it's a similar thing where they kind of like have a system like this, and I don't want to butcher it, but it's a movie with Tom Cruise that's like Mercy. Movie with Tom Cruise that's like Mercy. And I know if I type that, Minority Report, because I knew there was Minority something in there, but I was like, Minority what? So the Tom Cruise movie, most similar to the premise of Mercy 2026, is a sci-fi thriller about a man falsely accused by an advanced system, is Minority Report, which is in 2002, where Tom Cruise plays a pre-crime chief John Anderson, who must go on the run after a system that predicts murders accuses him of a future killing. So in that one, the system uses, I guess, advanced technology and advanced prediction systems to basically, I guess, assume what crimes are going to be committed. So it'll be like, oh, based on the probability of today being Thursday, you know, the weather being nice, there's a good chance Caduce might go rob somebody. Like, that's the type of shit it would say. And I guess there was probably times where they tested it out and it worked, and it was okay, like, we can trust this shit. So I guess Tom Cruise's character in that movie gets accused of doing something he hasn't even done yet, and he has to go on a run. I haven't seen it, so I'm only giving you guys surface level. But that was what was apparently related to this one, because like I said, in case you know you're not too familiar with World of Worlds, you might be familiar with Minority Report, you can use that to kind of like use that to be like, oh, okay, that's what type of movie this is. So yeah, we're seeing her, I guess like I said, they wanted to showcase Jacqueline's fighting skills. We're seeing her fight this nigga. Cool beans, whatever. She fights the nigga, Jacqueline pretty much is like, alright, Chris, I got the phone. Bro, I kid you not. The AI judge is like, baby girl. Like, not baby girl. the AI is pretty much like, put the nigga on the phone. They have him incapacitated. They're like, hey, Patrick, so what do you know about my wife? Oh, well, you know, I know her a couple times, you know what I'm saying? We would do stuff, but in reality, because I guess, because, you know, Patrick is saying, like, yeah, I was fucking with your girl, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I met her at the farmer's market. We hit it off. I cooked for her. And like I said, I take it how you want to take it. Because what did I rate? What did I rate? So, yep. And I said it. I said it because it's so funny, too. I'm sitting next to a couple. When I get into the movie theater, I walk in. I seen this movie last Thursday, by the way. So I guess I'm giving into like a little Thursday recap. I walk into the movie theater. As soon as I go to my aisle, depending. I generally like to sit all the way at the top and then by myself. So I go all the way to the top. I see there's a couple, I guess, telling somebody that they're in their seat. So I'm like, that's taking too long. So I just walk all the way around. I walk all the way around to my seat, and then the couple that end up getting out the wrong seat comes to sit next to me. And it was so funny because the boyfriend sits on the left, and the girl sits on the right of him. And I'm on the right of the girl at that situation. And I could tell the girlfriend was like kind of like hesitant, like, are you really about to let me sit next to this random guy? Like, you're not going to be the pillar or the barrier between me and this nigga? And she was about to do it, and then he was like, I think he kind of clicked and was like, oh shit, like, nah. And then he sat down in between us and shit. So I thought that was like kind of like funny and shit. And I'm like, hey, just want to give a pointer to my niggas out there. If you go out with your girl to somewhere and there's a man sitting next to the seat, it just depends though. Because if there's a man on both sides, you got to do what you got to do. But if you can, if you can, try to be in the middle so that way you could divide the position between your man and this random guy that's sitting over there. So after that, like I said, we're watching the movie, and I know he's peeping me. I know that I might just be a little bit cocky and shit. You know, I'm working on getting out my ego. You feel me? I know I might just sound like a little bit main character syndrome, but like I said, I'm taking the notes in the movie theater, so I know when I'm taking the notes in the movie theater, it could come off like a nigga just on his phone. But I know you probably people like, oh, like, nah, this nigga's like writing down his reactions, or like he's reacting to the movie. You know what I'm saying? Because at one point when it got to the part where Patrick Burke is like telling Chris about how like, yeah, you know, I'm mess with your wife, I make a comment. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, the wife was cheating was so easy. Off of the farmer's market, nigga took her to coffee and then smacked. Like, literally. The nigga Patrick was like, do you want to go get some coffee? And then she was like putty in the nigga hands. Crazy. So then he's really feeling some more that she found his booze stash and he relapsed for about a year. And he couldn't get over his former partner's death on what he should have done about it and about if. And then we were being shown what happened. His wife has called and his partner told him to handle the convo. So what ended up happening, right? He's on a crime. He's on a traffic stop. His wife calls him. The partner is the driver. He's in the passenger seat. The wife calls him and he's like, "Oh, man, my wife is calling me, but I know I'm at work, so I'm about to, I'm gonna tell her, I'm gonna call her back." The partner, thinking that it's a normal traffic stop, is like, "Nigga, nah, handle that." You know what I'm saying? I know I'm weak like this, so I know who that is, and I know that's your girl. Talk to her. I got this. But I don't think realistically, I don't think that would happen. I think every police officer, they have a partner in the car. I don't think they're gonna let their partner take a phone call while they approach a vehicle that they don't know could be whatever. So the nigga, Chris, is on the phone talking to his wife. "Yeah, honey, you know what I'm saying? You know I love you, baby girl. You know what I'm saying? Thank you for the sandwiches that you made for me this morning. You know, it was extra delicious. I love that you put the extra peanut butter on there and shit." So he's doing all that. The partner walking to the car. "How you guys doing? Licensing?" "Bah, bah, bah. Oh, shit." Yep. Classic case of the nigga just busting on the nigga. So his wife has called and his partner told him to have the convo. So he was distracted and the partner got ran over and shot. Like, add insult to injury. Not only did you get ran over, but you got shot too. Man, I don't know. So they were chasing the subjects. Instead of him going to the hospital first, the partner, you know what I'm saying, like, I guess, on some like, "Nah, I ain't going out like that, nigga. Follow them niggas." He said, "Let's go." But Chris Pratt is like, "Nigga, I think we should go to the hospital, gang." That nigga said, "Nah, let's follow them niggas." So dang, I feel like a sore throat, like trying to like creep up on a nigga. We're not going for that, no sir. So he's on some shit like, "Bro, nigga, I should be taking your ass to the hospital," but I guess he didn't because he initiated. So they were chasing the subjects. He initiates a pit maneuver. They crash bad as fuck, and he feels like he felt like he should have killed the guy because he had a chance to like shoot the suspect while the suspect was running. But overall, pretty much to like try to trust the justice system. They take the nigga to court, and the nigga is found not guilty. How ironic. So you now that didn't do something, you're getting basically told guilty, and this nigga that kind of did do something, you try to trust the system, and he was found not guilty. So realistically speaking, I can see how that would probably fuck with Chris Pratt's character, like I can see how they could probably like fuck up with his identity of like I trusted the system and the system failed me. You know what I'm saying? Like my partner, I lost my partner, and then I could have smoked this nigga. I could have killed this nigga. Like we was at the beach. It would have been beautiful. Like the sun was out, everything was shining, nobody was there. I had a clear shot. I had a clear shot at the nigga. And you're telling me that I said, you know what? Nah, I'm gonna take this to trial. I'm gonna do the right thing. We gonna really see this through. And the nigga was found not guilty. Oh yeah, I fuck with me too. So he's going over the timeline, and she found the bottle, and they argued over the bottle when he got home. So when they argued about it over when they got home, he did the most dickhead move, which like I said, maybe I'm just a simp. I just be feeling like it's so crazy to me how you niggas be having these girls and y'all be doing shit that's gonna hurt their feelings and then be surprised when it hurts their feelings. Well, and like I said, maybe I'm speaking in hindsight of like having my feelings hurt by women that I hurt their feelings first. When they hurt your feelings, it's 10 times worse and it's 10 times more psychological. I don't know what it is about girls. Man, they don't have to do too much. They can just say, I don't want to talk to you no more, and that shit'll fuck you up. If you know, you know. So, so I'm like, dang, nigga. So I say that to say, the nigga broke her favorite vase because he knew how much it meant to her. I'm not lying. That's what he says. I broke her favorite vase because I knew how much it meant to her. So now, you tell me, as a nigga, right? What would you do now if your girl go fuck a nigga? I'm so serious. What would you do now if she says, I'm gonna go fuck this nigga? Because I know how much you care about this pussy. And I know how much you care about me. So I'm gonna go fuck somebody else because you wanna break my vase? Because you know how much I care about it? Bet. It's never. Brother. I'm telling you this as a nigga that doesn't do nothing to girls, and I still get, I guess, retaliation. And I guess you could say, you know what I'm saying? I still get the, you know what I mean? I don't even know what to call it. So I'm telling you, as a nigga that doesn't do nothing, that still gets, you know what I'm saying? So imagine this nigga Chris Pratt when he does something. So when he broke this shit, she cut herself naturally. She cut herself on the glass. You know what I mean? It makes sense. And now the AI is trying to give him a chance to save himself, because at this point he's like just giving up. And then to reference back to the part where they found the side nigga, the AI kind of like pokes at him like, you already kind of knew that she was cheating on you, huh? And he was like, yeah, I kind of knew. And she was like, you just wanted to see what it was, huh? Like you just want to know. And he's like, nah, like I was really trying to solve the crime for real. Like on God, I was really trying to solve the crime. On God, I was really trying to solve the crime, but I just wanted to see who the nigga was too, because like I said, when they see the nigga, then they call him low life. Like he talks shit to the nigga, and it's like, I'm sorry. Maybe it's because I never be cheated on, but I'm not gonna be mad at the nigga, bro. I'm sorry, bro. I'm sorry. You can't. It's just no point. Like, ultimately, your girl, she was defenseless. She was vulnerable, and she let the nigga in. And you know what I'm saying? Even if the nigga like did it, even if the nigga knew who you were, knew like she got a nigga, she did this, and he still continued, you still can't fault him, bro, because your girl continued too. Like, they both guilty, but she's more guiltier. But you know what I'm saying? He was mad, you know what I'm saying? So he kind of did some slick shit to her. And I guess, like I said, after this point, you know, like most nigga, when they find out they girl cheating, you know, he's defeated. You know, he's like hurt. So the AI, all of a sudden now, I guess, with seeing some of like the fact that like, okay, maybe this is not so clear cut. Oh, and by the way, I switched the shoes. I'm gonna do Uggs today. I'll be forgetting I have my Uggs, so I decided I'm gonna just wear these because if I wear these, I can stay warm. It's been really cold in LA, and I know it's so funny to say it's cold in LA compared to how cold it is everywhere else, but I don't care. You guys not gonna make me feel bad for living in a sunny place and complaining about the weather and how it is. It made me feel bad, like, oh, like I'm wrong for being cold. I ain't used to that. I ain't used to this, man. I can't handle this. I'll be honest. I'll be cold as a motherfucker. But yeah, the AI now, all of a sudden now want to feel bad for this guy. All of a sudden now want to try to give him a chance. So she's like, she feels for the nigga. She's trying to give him a chance. She feels for him. Maybe he doesn't want to know for sure, but he's saying there was no passion. Like something clicked in his head now. So pretty much now he's getting more real about the relationship, and he's saying how like you guys saying that it's a crime of passion, but in reality it can't be a crime of passion because there was no passion left. Like he thought he ate with that. Like he really thought that was like the line of the century. Like he really was like, yeah, this is gonna get him. This ain't a crime of passion. There was no passion left. Yeah. Okay, I guess, nigga. Okay, you didn't kill her out of passion, you killed her out of hate. What difference does it make, my boy? What difference does it make? Do you want to know who killed your wife or not? So now, I guess the wife having a side nigga is not a twist, but I guess you could say we get into the first twist, right? So, Jacqueline, we kind of see her first sign. This is not the first time, but we're seeing the first time, or the first sign of how she abuses her power, police power, in her favor. There's an instance, or the instance where she pretty much arrests Burke. Mind you, they have no probable cause to arrest this nigga. All this nigga do was fuck your partner's girl. He's not a criminal. He's not guilty for that. You can't try him for that. But she says, well, you're guilty for resisting arrest. How am I guilty for resisting arrest when I wasn't arrested? All you guys did was chase me down through this freaking kitchen and then tell me, yeah, nigga, we want to talk to you about the girl that you was hitting. Okay, I guess. And then I told you, you know what I'm saying? Like I said, he gave you the information, but he added some, you know what I'm saying? He started talking shit because, you know, Chris was talking shit. So he's like, nigga, he's pretty much like, nigga, you don't know your girl. You should have been listening to her. If you was listening to her, I wouldn't have to listen to her. Straight like that. And that's the truth. That's the truth. A lot of niggas don't be trying to realize that. Like, there's this freaking guy on YouTube that be getting like calls in, and it be niggas that be like, yeah, man, like my wife is emotionally cheating on me and shit, and I just don't know why. And then niggas like, so there wasn't any signs, there wasn't anything that like could have led you to believe that your girl was like not really fuck with you right now. And then the niggas like, well, actually, yeah, I haven't really been listening to her the last couple months. Yeah, you know, she's been crying a lot. She hasn't really been like, so you noticed that she wasn't acting normal and you didn't take nothing into it. I ain't gonna lie. It's called intuition, bro, and every nigga got it. It just depends on if you're gonna believe it or not. But in reality, when something's up, or you know what I'm saying, like you can sense something, you could really sense it in your stomach. Like you could really feel it. You know what I'm saying? If somebody that you be talking to all day, okay, all of a sudden they just go quiet and they ain't text you and they ain't give you no reasoning behind it. For me, I feel like I'm always quick to be able to be like, something's going on. Like, alright, like, there's something going on. Like, you feel me? And sometimes I'm proven wrong and I'm like, okay, cool. Like, the person is like, nah, I was just busy. I was just doing this. But then there's the rare cases where I'm proven right. And it's like, dang, because it was like, the fear you had was substantiated. And it ended up being proven right that this person did have something going on some weird shit. You feel me? So, it is what it is. Who is it? Me. I'm recording right now. There you go. You need to use restroom or something?
No, I got a question.
Come in.
You work today?
I'm not at school today.
What time?
At 10.
Would you be able to pick that from the airport?
No, probably not, because I'm recording a podcast right now.
No, I'm talking about later, like 3 o'clock.
Probably not, because I'm busy still at school.
Okay.
Yeah. Let's just Uber him. Come here. Get that man a nice little Uber. He ain't gonna be. Make him pay for it too, though. Yeah, homies. Cause if I pick my dad up in my car, he gonna smell that gas, and he gonna smell that grass, and it's gonna be my ass. So I can't do that, sadly. Sorry, y'all. But pretty much, you know, in reality, we're getting to the point, or to the nitty gritty of the fact that, like, yeah, while he may have not knew that she was cheating, he had an inclination that the passion or the relationship wasn't in the best position, you know, for a while. And instead of him trying to fix it, he just kept drowning himself in his vices and stuff like that. And it's like, woe is me. Like, yeah, I'm such a bad husband. But it's like, I kept doing shit that didn't make me a better husband, okay? Like, who's really to blame? You know what I'm saying? You, nigga. So, he said there's no passion.
he calls Burke back because he remembers how Burke mentioned that, like, he doesn't listen. So he was like, wait a minute. Burke is now in jail because, like I said, Jacqueline abusing her power is like, yeah, nigga, I'm gonna arrest your ass for my partner. But I'm not gonna say that. So he called Burke. So she said, so Burke references how she mentioned something at work was going on at work. She mentioned how something was going on at work, and he's asking about what's going on at work. Because pretty much, they get all the contacts in her phone. You know what I'm saying? And they're basically like trying to figure out who could be a possible killer. Like, who could have motive to want to do something to my wife? You know what I'm saying? Type shit. And they're really going through the, you know what I'm saying? They're going through her coworkers. She works at like a, what is it called? Dang, what is those things called? A port where they have a trailer, where they have all the, a dock. I guess she works at a dock where they ship all these shipment containers. And she works at a shipping container dock place. So, the truth is always in the gray. She was asking about what's going on at work. Her job was having her hide missing money. So let's say that we did an order for five Funko Pops, but 6 arrived. They were having her hide the extra ones that arrived, but making it seem like they still got the amount that they ordered. So they would request more of the product, but then only mark the necessary amount that they need. So they'll get 20, but only acknowledge 10 of them. So the extra 10 was off the books, and the product that they had been to be working with, I believe, was like candle wax, or not candle wax, shit, I guess a product that they could make bombs and drugs with, pretty much. You know what I'm saying? And the movie does a very big make it a point to really show that, like, you know, they have hot zones in LA, I guess, where like crime is really hard and crime is really bad and shit, and like the product that they were getting from the shipping containers, niggas make what they make from that, and then they sell it in those high areas. So, you know, like I said, they were just presenting a lot of information that is good for world building, is good for stories, good for background, but just overall for like progressing a story along, I just didn't see the point of them bringing up certain shit. Respectfully, because like I said, they make it seem like, okay, whoever's getting this thing has to be probably a drug dealer, right? Cool. Now, the truth is always in the gray. He's looking at the barbecue because they had a barbecue recently where they invited all her coworkers, and he's trying to see who's over there. Tell me why somebody hid in the basement. Because after the barbecue, the daughter is, so what they do is cause like, and that's why it's so scary, right? The nigga that did the crime was pretty calculated in the sense that he knew that the cameras would catch him going in and out of the neighborhood, but not necessarily in and out of the car. So he knew his car would be tracked, but it would be hard to kind of pinpoint whether or not he's in the vehicle. So he pulls up to the barbecue 4 deep, and when they leave, he stays, but he has the people that he came with take his car, so it looks like he left with them type shit, right? And mind you, because the nigga that I'm talking about is the nigga named Robert, the AA nigga that Chris is cool with and shit. So what's that nigga name? The nigga name is Robert Crane, I think. If I'm not mistaken. Sorry, y'all. Yeah, I broke the name down. Robert. But the nigga name is Robert, right? And the nigga works, Robert Nelson. Robert Nelson is the nigga's name, and he is the nigga that drives a car 4 deep to Chris's barbecue. And we don't notice at first, but he's the one that ends up staying and lets his homie take his car and the people that he brought with him to back home. But when Chris Pratt calls him and asks him, like, oh, like, who'd you come with and who'd you leave with? He says, I came with these people and I left by myself. So he lies. It's so scary too, because you, like, till they bring it up, you don't even realize that the nigga's lying. You know what I'm saying? Because, like I said, the whole time he's FaceTiming everybody. So we see him at the office at first, but then we see him at
his house, and we can only tell that is his house because when the police raid his house, there's a calendar that he was like next to when he was on FaceTime with Chris, that they basically was like, dang, when we was on his ass, he already was out of there. Like, the nigga was already like leaving and shit. So now he's looking at who's on the barbecue, who all was there. Now they reference how the daughter on Instagram, she made a post one day or 2 days after the barbecue and was like, I think my house is haunted, like on some shit. And when they were slowing down, you know what I'm saying, going frame by frame, you could see that the basement was left open. And they both referenced, he called the daughter, was like, honey, did you go in the basement? She was like, nigga, you know I don't like the basement. And he was like, I know. I just wanted to be sure because I'm like, if you wouldn't go and I didn't go, then I know somebody was in that motherfucker. And then we end up finding out, like I said, I might as well tell you who it is. Robert Nelson was the one inside the basement. Because turns out, right, Robert Nelson, she reminded him about the missing shipping. And it's so funny too because at this point when they reference that he hid in the basement, I forgot all about the missing container. So the movie does a good point in like reminding us like, oh hey y'all, here's the clue that that we presented earlier. So like I said, they were throwing us all these other clues and they let us do whatever with it. The clue that mattered, they made sure to re-break it up. So I thought that was pretty funny. I thought that was pretty interesting. So it was like, oh, the AI reminds us that like, what about the missing shipping? And I was like, I like that because the audience might have forgotten too. Basically, I might have forgot. So they show everyone's information and they show that one of the niggas that worked there was in debt $24,000 and that Robert was owed money. So apparently there's another coworker that, pretty much there's another coworker that fits the bill that looks like he could be on some weird shit, that he could have been the one that killed Chris, his wife. But in reality, he was really covering for Robert. Robert was the one doing all the fuck shit with the money, doing all the fuck shit with the books. But because of the fact that Robert gave the nigga an opportunity and the nigga was on his, the nigga was down bad before, this opportunity. He didn't want to turn his back on Rob because he felt like Rob was there for him when he needed him. And that's some real nigga shit. In reality, that happens more often than you think. People who scratch each other's backs, bro. Like, nigga, I was broke, bro, and I ain't had nothing. And like, you gave me a job, you gave me an opportunity, like you gave me the opportunity, you gave me the ability to be able to feed myself, put some money in my pocket, put some clothes on my back, my nigga. And now, okay, we come to find out you stealing money from the company, and I know, I ain't gonna lie, I'm probably not gonna be the one to snitch. I probably not. I'm probably not gonna be the one, because it's like, nigga, hey, I might pull you to the side and say, bro, stop. My nigga, come on, fool. Like, let's not fuck up the job. But I'm not gonna be on shit like, guys, it was Caduce. And then, you know what I'm saying? Just because it's gonna be like, I don't know. I just feel like unless you're gonna say it when you first find out, if you tell them a day after, you an accomplice to it. Now you were harboring information. Now you were, withholding information of a crime, and it's like, why even be involved? So as long if you know you're not gonna snitch on the first time, just don't say shit at all. Take it to the grave. Act like you didn't know. Act aloof. What they gonna do? Put a lie detector test on you? Because even then they do that. Most of that shit don't be accurate anyway. That shit is not good use in a court of law. So you're gonna be good. So yeah, Robert was owed money, and he was like doing some shit with the thing. But the biggest twist of all, the real reason why this all even started was Robert had a brother or a homie that was homeless. Jacqueline was on a case where someone was murdered or attacked. Jacqueline didn't have the actual subject. She had Robert's brother. Robert's brother is then arrested, tried, and pretty much executed. And he's the first body or the first person that uses the Mercy AI system. So, unbeknownst to them, he had a brother. Unbeknownst to them, he was trying to work on himself. And unbeknownst to the whole audience, Jacqueline did not have enough evidence to convict him. Turns out, the suspect had a cell phone. A cell phone that would have proved that he was innocent, and that would have just showed that, like, this nigga was trying to get his life together, so, like, he wouldn't have done this heinous crime. we are then shown that when Jacqueline pretty much was able to like get this nigga arrested, was trying to put the evidence away, she leaves the precinct and she throws the phone into the ocean. So she hides evidence, pretty much trying to, in her words, we needed this one. We needed the people to see that. We needed a win, pretty much. Like, I had to show that, like, but in reality, it probably, I guess, she should have never did the crime first. Like, her tampering with the evidence was the illegal part. Had you just got this nigga that you said, okay, hey, I think this guy killed this person, but we're going to put him on a system where he has the ability to prove his innocence, I feel like it would be a plus or a good showcase of the AI, a good showcase of the technology of his feet and its ability, and it would be a plus even if it was to prove him not innocent, right? Because if it was to prove him not guilty, because cool, we have a product that we know, okay, if someone's guilty, it could show that they're guilty and it could kill them. But then we have a fair enough, unbiased product that shows that, okay, cool, if we do got the wrong nigga, they won't be executed either. Like, I feel like that right there is the balance that you need to have with people, with the American people, to make them feel comfortable and safe with something like that. Why would I want to use a product if I feel like even if I'm innocent, I could be possibly proven guilty? So that right there was like, what the fuck? This is so weird because the camera. So, okay. Why does my hands look so unbalanced? Like, why does it look like? Why is it a nigga leaning? What's going on? That's crazy. But yeah, so I feel like that would have been a good showcase of the product. Like, yeah, like, hey, this product is fair. Like, we thought the nigga was guilty, but as you can see, he went into the thing, got the evidence to prove that he wasn't guilty, and he was proven not guilty. So this whole time, Robert Nelson found out that his brother was wrongly accused and wrongly killed. So he was, for the longest, just mad at the world, mad at Mercy. Then Chris Pratt's character, Chris Raven, Detective Raven, happens to lose his partner to the crime that I mentioned earlier of the nigga getting run over and shot. After that, he needs to, he starts getting drunk, so he goes to AA. Robert Nielsen's character happens to be a partner of the AA program. And when he's seen Chris Raven's character, he immediately thought to himself, I'm finna get some get back from my brother. You are part of the system that wrongly accused my brother and wrongly killed them. So now I'm about to have this convoluted plot where I'm gonna steal product from my job and a specific product in particular, a specific solution, a specific material that when created or when done a certain way, done whatever, could make bombs. Because my goal is to become a terrorist and to bomb the Mercy program. And when you say all that, it's like, you're telling me that was the real, like, that was the twist, that was the actual case. And then on top of that, that's when we find out that Jacqueline, like I said, was the real cause of the whole thing. So it's not even, I guess you could blame Robert because it's like, nigga, you did become a terrorist. But it's like, in Robert's defense, he was right. The nigga was like, he kept trying to tell niggas like, my brother's innocent. But because Jacqueline was so thirsty to try to get a win for the government, which, like I said, I feel like even if you guys lost the case, it still would be a win for y'all. She didn't let it happen, like kind of like in Law Abiding Citizen, where it's like Jamie Foxx's character was like, I don't even want to take the trial because I want to lose, but it's like Gerald Butler told him, like, bro, even if you went to court and we lost, I would have respected you more for trying than you just saying we gonna give this nigga a deal after this nigga done raped my wife, killed her, and killed my daughter. Like, what the fuck? And I feel him. So, pretty much, yeah. And then, like I said, this whole time, we pretty much, Chris lowers his guilty level to 92%. But once you lower your guilty level, you technically have to leave the shit. But if he leaves, he knows he won't have access to the cameras and everything. He won't have access to talking to everybody. So he's like,
Nah, fuck that. I'm gonna stay in the chair, and if the time goes by and I die, it is what it is. But my goal now that I know how deep this shit goes, I gotta see it through. And the AI, like I said, the AI, let's just call it spade. The AI fell in love with the nigga. Let's call it spade. The AI fell in love with Chris Pratt's character, so she's like, no, like, you're innocent now. Like, if I put you back in the chair, it might really kill you. And he's like, man, after all the shit I did, this is the least I could do. Real nigga shit. Especially because, you know, hey, I mean, me personally, I mean, like I said, I would never put my wife in a position to cheat on me. But if I know I'm the reason my wife cheated on me and then eventually it leads to her death, I guess this is the type of shit I'd be on too. I guess. So, after that, you know, like I said, we pretty much see the Robert Nielsen's character on the freeway trying to come to mercy. And the other twist too, he kidnaps the nigga daughter. So he kidnaps Chris Raven's daughter and he has her hostage. Like, it's just so much that just happens in the last 10 minutes of the movie that just like seem like, y'all, we're gonna try to like make it as crazy as possible, but we're not really gonna like try to tie in the story and like really make it make sense. Because like I said, what ends up really happening is we end up just seeing that Jacqueline was guilty of like falsely killing somebody, and because of that, that led to the domino effect, the butterfly effect that led to this nigga wanting to become a terrorist, him eventually working with your wife, him eventually working with you, him eventually going to your barbecue, him eventually killing your wife, and then him eventually trying to come and kill you. But, you know what I'm saying, he gets a chance to prove his brother's innocence, does that, and I guess, you know what I'm saying, I don't know if they even like go and change the guilty verdict, because like, you know what I'm saying, because at that point, you're just doing it for self. You're just doing it for like, just mental peace. You just be able to say like, brother, I kept your legacy alive. I knew you were innocent all along, and I proved it to them. Because there's nobody else he can really prove it to. Like, his brother's gone. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, I guess they could just change the verdict from guilty to not guilty. So, congrats on that. But overall, yeah. And then with that in mind, I gave that shit a 2 out of 5. Dead homies. I was like, what the fuck? It was CGI, and it's so funny. I was still going to give it a 3 out of 5, like a C average, even with the terrible CGI. There was a part where the nigga Robert Nielsen is running or driving around the truck in the city, and they just full on just bring out computerized cars, and they're just literally showing every police officer make every mistake in the world. One police officer tries to crash into him, crashes into a pole. One police officer tries to crash into him, goes into a sidewalk. One police, like, and it's all computerized. And even at this point, I still was giving you guys a 3, because I was like, you know what? Like I said, like with War on Worlds, y'all could probably only do so much. Like I said, it's 2026. I'm not gonna be too hurtful over niggas not being able to make art. You know what I'm saying? It is what it is, bro. It is what it is. You know, y'all could. There's only so many computerized shit you could do with a certain budget. So I was like, I'll give you guys a pass. But when the story or the movie itself just doesn't make sense, or doesn't like try to tie itself together, or it doesn't even try to acknowledge like it's like they're of doing that, I can't really rock with it. So I had to give it a 2 out of 5. So I recommend it. I definitely feel like, yes, go see Mercy. Go let me know what you guys think in the comments. But I don't know about, like I said, maybe wait till it comes out on DSPs. And like I said, so we're doing it different this time, guys. So we just got into the movie review. Now we're going to get into the topics, because I wanted to make sure, I said this time around, y'all, this nigga, look at this. So, breaking news, Kai Cenat dropped his signature brand already. He dropped clothes for his brand, and apparently it's already sold out. And that's kind of scary. I hope they don't try to. I hope the people didn't try to scalp it, because he had a Vivet signature leather jacket. We'll get at that to the top of the list. Vivet clothing drop. So yeah. So it looks like Kai Cenat had his first clothing drop. I wonder if people knew. I didn't know that he was even drop it. You know. Yeah, it was a silent release. It was a silent release. Someone says it's cheaper than they thought. So it's 4 jackets. A Vivet signature leather jacket, black, that's going for $160, sold out. A Vivet croc leather bomber, ooh, jet black. I like that because I like seeing that. I just like different shit. Vivet cross leather jacket, black. I mean, they're all these look sexy. They look like motorcycle jackets.
To be honest, they look like motorcycle jackets. And then cross leather jacket, that is $180. Leather for $180. And then he had a Vivet croc leather bomber, forest green. So he had 2 leather jackets, a cross leather jacket and a signature leather jacket. The signature leather jacket $160, the cross leather jacket $180. Not bad. And I'm only saying not bad because it's you know what I'm saying, it's Kai Cenat. He could have charged $200 for everything and nobody could really say something. You know what I mean? Like, my babe stuff was like $3 something, bro, for some shoes, bro. For shoes, bro. And then the Vivet croc leather bomber, forest green. I like that. Croc leather? Look at this nigga Kai Cenat trying shit. Like I said, I just like shit that's different. Niggas that, to me, that trying to be different and damn. The moment, this is why I ain't gonna lie, it'd be hard for me to like get on Twitter, just be so much shit. And I don't really be on there that often. You gotta be able to read. But apparently Aspen Cartier is facing backlash because she whooped the shit out of her puppy. But I guess let's finish the Vivet item review. Like I said, it was a silent release, so I can't really have too much to say about the release or about the way he dropped it. From what I've seen, like what I'm looking at, I cop, for sure. I for sure use a quad payment for one of these, for sure. I would have probably got the signature leather jacket. Yeah, I probably would have got, so that way I could get like both if I was just going crazy. Like I said, if I was trying to be just, really just trying to give it a chance. I would get the Vivet signature leather jacket, black, and the Vivet croc leather bomber forest green. Those are what I would get if I was to get 2. And that makes sense too. But the Vivet croc leather bomber jet black looks stupid, bro. That should look crazy. It looks hard. I like his emblem, or his brand symbol. Like I said, because for me, StayDownLA, my shit's Scorpion, so it gives me ideas. Like, I feel like the simpler the better. Is it supposed to be a V? Like, it looks like a cross with like arrows on it. Like, the top of it is a straight cross, and then I like it. I wonder what inspired that. It kind of reminds me of Chrome Hearts. You know what I'm saying? Chrome Hearts, letter Chrome Hearts. Somebody said they bought a few in the comments. So, like I said, shout out to Kai Cenat. I like it. I just wish you would have told niggas so we could have, I could have copped something. Damn. I wish I could have. I ain't gonna lie. This is so scary. They're making AI videos of like black women, and you could tell because they're so dark. Like, and I'm saying that as a dark-skinned man. Oh my goodness. Wow, yeah. Yeah, see, exactly. So, they got AI videos of dark-skinned black women out there, y'all. Like, be careful. Don't be fooled. It's pretty obvious, though, in my opinion, because, like I said, if it looks like the color black, it's not realistic. It's melanin. It's supposed to be like peanut butter, like chocolates. You know what I'm saying? It's supposed to be smooth, rich, creamy. It's not supposed to be just dark. If it's just dark, it's AI. You feel me? But let's get into the topics that I specifically saved that I said I want to talk about. Yeah, man. And I noticed too. Let me add that. Let's talk about that. The harsh comments that people are giving skit makers. I feel like recently, maybe it's because of the Drewski skit, everybody just been so hard on freaking content creators. Like, niggas is making it seem like, man, people, I don't know. Maybe the videos I just been seeing, but it just be seeming like people are expecting more from content creators that is like, all the shit they done has been offensive or like making fun of somebody else. And it's like, they expecting original shit. And it's like, bro, there's only so much a nigga can do. Like, this guy, like I said, I'm only seeing what I just see just now. Looked like he was making a video where Haha Davis. Oh, exactly, it's Haha Davis. And this snow need to be studied. We in an apocalypse. And then somebody quoted and said, "Hang it up." And I'm like, dang, nigga can't make a funny video. You feel me? And then that too, apparently, everybody's trying to. I mean, I said it the last time. Everybody's trying to bring 2016 back because I feel like remember I was saying how Wiz Khalifa wasn't fucking with it, and it's just funny because it's like I'm telling you, it's just going to show. Wow, it's just going to show that like in reality, a lot of stuff that we're trying to do now, we're just trying to recreate. You know what I'm saying? Past memories, you know, and I feel like what that really is showing is, in my opinion, is we probably should try to get back to the essence of what was back there that allowed stuff to be able to like happen like that. Like what was a part of like what position were we in life to where like niggas was making music good, was making content better, was making this like that? Because you know what I'm saying, in reality, if we just get back to those aspects of like, you know, cheaper gas, cheaper food, cheaper fun options, life could feel like 2016 again, but it don't feel like 2016 because of how fucking expensive it is. But yeah, you know, I just thought that was just, you know, interesting to say. But I wanted to say rest in peace to TikTok star Miss Shirley. She has died at 58 years old. So rest in peace to Miss Shirley. Miss Shirley, the TikTok star, who was known, I seen a video today. She was known because she actually had a really deep story. So she and her man, high school sweetheart, they had a kid when they were young, and like, you know, and they weren't financially, you know, savvy. They didn't really know how to like save their money and stuff. So she gave her, or a little more background, she kind of grew up in a, you know, kind of family where they kind of use drugs. So she kind of grew up in a rough environment, had a high school sweetheart, they got pregnant, and then they had a kid. And due to financial, you know, instability, they were staying in hotels and they were homeless themselves. So due to that, they decided to give the baby to the grandma. You know, the grandma's the baby. So they gave the baby to the grandma, and due to negligence of like putting medicine away, you know, the baby was picked up and was unresponsive and then eventually passed away. So at 20 years old, she said it straight up. She's like, yeah, at 20 years old, losing my baby, losing my child, I didn't know what to do. She started spiraling, you know what I'm saying? She just got into a bad position pretty much. And she was broken. And she realized she was broken, you know what I'm saying? And she realized like, dang, like, she couldn't, she said this, she's like, there's not much I can control, but what I can control is, you know what I'm saying, my hair, my nails, and like how pretty I look. So someone next to her was like, pretty much like, you got to put this energy into something else. So one day after church, they asked her, oh, would you like to go and feed some food to the homeless? When she went to Skid Row and seen the people, she, in a sense, like, she felt at home. She realized that, like, there's more people like her. Like, she said it herself. She was like, I found people that's like me. Like, oh, I thought I was the only one. Like pretty much she was saying, like, this is my community. You know what I'm saying? The people that, like, been going through a lot, but be still having to, like, keep a straight face and everything. Yeah, I could have sworn I liked the video, but I guess I didn't, y'all. I guess I didn't. You know what I mean? So, yeah, but like I said, I'm not saying it verbatim. That's pretty much what she said, though. You know. So then, after that, when she went to Skid Row, she realized she's like, I could be helpful here. You know. So she would just come there, help feed the homeless, and help make put lashes on, makeup on, wigs. You know, help all of the people there because, you know, in situations like that, most people, they go crazy because they, you know what I'm saying, they can't take a shower, can't brush their teeth, they can't eat, they can't look like themselves. So when you don't look like yourself, you don't feel like yourself, man. I can only imagine how much of a toll that takes on someone mentally. So she was very instrumental in trying to like help people on Skid Row feel better about themselves. And tragically, she's been found dead. You know, they said her twin sister Shayla told TMZ that Reigns was discovered unresponsive next to her bed at 58 years old. So I don't want to be quick to say foul play, but that is interesting. You know what I'm saying? Like, but then again, you know what I mean? I'm a tinfoil hat nigga, so I can only assume that, but maybe the government didn't want her helping Skid Row. But then it's like you know what I'm saying? Like, why'd y'all kill her though? You know what I'm saying? Like, that's fucked up. I don't think so. I'm not trying to put that in the air, but you know, y'all know me. I'm a theorist nigga. I'm a theorizer nigga. So we'll keep posted, and we'll keep an eye on the story, and then by next pod we'll see if there's any developments. But rest in peace to Miss Shirley. You know, your contributions and everything that you worked hard for would not go to vain, and it's been greatly appreciated. And now you can be at peace with your son. So I'm glad, like, because I seen a video yesterday, it was like, no matter what happens, bro, you gotta just find the win. You gotta just find the win. You gotta find the good. Like, if you lose somebody, you gained a new angel. Like, that's literally what the guy was saying. He's like, man, I lost my grandma, and ever since then I've been having an angel. He said, quite literally, he said, I met a girl who was just as nice as my grandma. And I feel like that's just one of those things where, like, I feel like I just been at, where it's like, even though a nigga be doing good, I gotta remember that even the bad shit could be taken as good. So, you know, it is what it is. I'm saying it is what it is to my personal bad that I gotta turn good. But as far as this, I'm glad that, because in the video she was mentioning how, like, she's still hurt. You know what I'm saying? Like, she still misses her son. So I'm glad now that she can rest in peace, and now she can be with her son. So may she rest in peace. Shout out to Miss Shirley. You know what I'm saying? Definitely, you know, your contributions were very appreciated. So now, Jordan Gordon-Levitt came to Utah to talk about AI. Jordan Gordon-Levitt and AI. So here's a clip about him going to AI, because he came to Utah's Capitol today to urge lawmakers to support HB 286, which will require AI companies to do more to keep children and others safe. A House committee unanimously approved this bill, sending it on to further consideration. Now, if you know anything about Jordan Gordon-Levitt, or Joseph, I'm so sorry, Joseph Gordon-Levitt, if you know anything about him, I already was a biker, but it was when I seen him in Premium Rush that I knew. I was like, I really want to do this biking shit. Like, I was so thirsty. You couldn't tell me nothing. I wanted to go to New York and freaking become a delivery biker, even though that shit was just so unrealistic. Just the idea of riding between. Oh, and guess what? Me and my twin, shout out to my twin Donovan, we finna go ride our bike to freaking. I think I can say this because, you know, I don't think you guys can dox me that bad. We finna ride our bike to our hike area. You know what I'm saying? So it's getting like that. We're taking it to the next level. You feel me? And even today, I might do a run. If I don't go see a movie, or if I go see a movie, I might still go do a run later, because there's this run club that meets on Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Sundays. And you guys know how it is. Thursdays are my content days. I make the podcast in the morning, go to school, and then go watch a movie. But if there's no movie, I'll probably be going to that run. But there's a movie out right now called Send Help that was looking pretty interesting. And I was like, I might go check that out. I might have to go check it out. They're homies. But pretty much, I want to say that after Joseph Gordon-Levitt, that's my nigga. I fuck with him. And I feel like it's a true testament of a person if, you know what I'm saying, like, not saying that everybody, because, you know, at the end of the day, they are just actors. At the end of the day, they're not responsible to, like, show niggas how to live, per se. Like, oh, like, they don't got to be role models, you know what I'm saying? So the fact that he's out here, like him, the girl that, Bridget Medley, that was in Good Luck Charlie, people like that I feel like really do philanthropy work, where they actually go out in society using their position to actually, like, make shit better. I respect the hell out of them, because, like, you have your platform and you're presenting and you're shining light on a topic that people need to know about. AI is getting out of hand. And if we could hopefully hold these AI companies accountable and make sure that they don't fuck with our kids, I'm all for it. So let's play it.
I'm a dad. That's why I'm here today. I have 2 boys and a girl. They're 10 and 8 and 3. And I am worried for them. I'm worried about them growing up in a future that's dominated by these amoral AI businesses that have proven time and time again that they are incapable of prioritizing the well-being of kids. Whenever there's a tragedy like this, they pay lip service to the families. But I'm sorry, it is clear as day that is spin, it's PR, it's marketing. Because again, these companies are driven by only that one guiding principle: making money. That's it. So this is why the AI industry needs laws. The federal government hasn't done anything about this yet, but thank goodness the states are stepping up. I was actually here in Utah just a couple months ago for the AI summit that Governor Cox put on along with his excellent team of very smart people that are working on this. Utah, as far as I understand, has been a leader in the past, protecting kids against these predatory tech companies. And now I think it's time for Utah to be that leader again. So ladies and gentlemen of this committee, again, thank you for having me, and I'm asking you as a tech enthusiast and as a businessman and as a fellow American and as a dad, please do the right thing and pass this bill. Thank you.
Now that's what I'm talking about. Hey, if you guys want any reason to learn how to articulate yourself, diction, you know what I'm saying, how to carry yourself, how to, just learn how to talk, become a better presenter, this is speech. This is a presentation. Like, me coming on here talking, me coming on here, like, putting my thoughts together, like, as I'm thinking of them, that's all diction, that's all articulation. The way that he presented that topic, he used ethos, pathos, logos. He appealed to the emotions. He appealed to the reason. He appealed to the logic. He had made sure, with that little 1 minute and 38 seconds, he made sure to attest and acknowledge all the points that he was trying to reach. The point is, I'm a father. I have this many kids. Emotional. You drawn to that. Oh man, I relate to that because either I have kids, I know someone that has kids. I'm a child. You relate to that emotionally. Cool. Logically, okay. You know what I'm saying? Utah, you guys have done shit like this in the past, and then logically too, in the sense of bringing up the fact that AI companies are amoral, so they're not going to do without any checking and balancing. They're not likely to want to even care about people. So with him doing that already too is already showing more logic and reasoning of why you guys should pass the bill. And the way that he ties it all back together as a businessman, as a tech, as someone that's into tech, as an American, and then he finishes off with as a father. Come on, fool. It was easy. They was going to sign that bill. They're homies. But then this nigga academics got set up, I guess. Academics was going crazy on Kai Cenat, and I thought that shit was just so funny.
Why y'all doing this? Yo, I'm gonna keep it so a beam with y'all. Y'all gonna hate me after this, but I don't give a fuck because I really think I'm the realest nigga online anyway. Yo, Kai and his team is straight bitch made. Facts. Like, I really think they hoes. Like, in the sense of, like, y'all say, yo, how y'all scared of a bitch? Just tell a bitch you're broken up with her. Why y'all doing all this shit? Everything's proven not to be true. She's not fucking this guy. She's not fucking young boy. Bro, just tell a bitch, yo, listen, you got a bad attitude. You fucking up his vibe. The team don't fuck with you. Bro, Kai, man, you gotta man up with that. I'm gonna keep it a beam with you. I don't give a fuck if you fuck with me ever again. I'm gonna keep it 100. That shit is looking weird now. I'm gonna keep it 100. The more shit come out, I can't find a nigga who fucked her. I thought it was Lil Baby's cameraman. We about to talk about a nigga. I thought he who fucked her. He's over here. He taking her side. So, bro, like, nobody fucks your bitch. If you just wanted to break up with your bitch, just leave her. So, Kyle, I ain't gonna lie, you looking crazy. Your whole team looking crazy. Like, if y'all niggas don't, I know it's your first relationship. If you don't know how to break up with a bitch, that's your fault, gang. I'm sorry.
But yeah, that shit is crazy because I guess, bro, I probably best I just have somebody explain the whole Kai Cenat situation. Like, man, let's see, Kai Cenat and Gigi. Explained.
First of all, Kai know.
Explained.
Kai Cenat and Gigi broke up. But why?
Okay, nah.
Kai Cenat and his girlfriend Gigi broke up. She allegedly cheated on him with
So all these videos are all old. None of them are from today. But like I said, I'm gonna summarize it. I guess Gigi, apparently academics had made a tweet insinuating that Gigi was cheating on Kai Cenat with NBA YoungBoy. Academics came out to say, "Hey, bro, I ain't had nothing to do with no tweet saying Gigi's cheating on Kai Cenat, let alone Gigi's cheating with NBA YoungBoy." NBA YoungBoy came out to say, well, he didn't come out to say, he basically told Ack, like, hey, Ack, like, I ain't did nothing with that girl. And I think this is kind of weird. Like, he think it's fake. He think it's fake news. So, like, a real nigga, he basically was trying to reach out to Kai Cenat, but apparently, according to academics, like I said, this is all according. This is all secondhand, information. According to academics, Kai Cenat and his team were not trying to engage or respond to NBA YoungBoy and kind of talk about it, I guess, which already is kind of suspicious too, because if somebody's saying that you fucked my bitch, hold on, y'all, that's already crazy. That's already a crazy accusation anyway. What is that? Look at that hair stuff in his beard. Oh, that beard hair that needs to be peeped out. Nigga had hair in his beard. That's hilarious. But yeah, so that's basically what academics was saying. He's like, oh, pretty much, yeah, and I think it's even funnier because this side of because I've watched academics, I fuck with academics. I'm a chat nigga, I'm gonna be honest. I've always wanted to, I ain't gonna lie, when I used to watch his videos, I kind of wanted to replicate what he was doing, or I did. The difference I did, or I guess I noticed quickly, was he has money to pay for security, and he don't give a fuck. I don't have the money to pay for security, and I do give a fuck. So I noticed that he really doesn't care to talk about anything and everything under the sun. He don't be holding nothing back. But for me, like I said, as someone that stays in LA and that has to be realistic with my situation, I gotta be careful, because you even if I'm not speaking the most craziest about somebody, you can never tell somebody how to react on how you're speaking on them. You know what I'm saying? So granted, you always have to just be aware of that. But this situation showed that academics low-key be sparing niggas, and he be holding information. It showed me that he knows, he be really knowing shit, because this situation, like I said, he pretty much was NBA YoungBoy, he ain't like that. He wasn't really fucking with that. And I'm like, what are you, NBA YoungBoy spokesman? But when academics fuck with somebody, he really fuck with them. So that's what I relate to that nigga about, because I'm like, as a Nigerian, as a Jamaican, I'm like, we're loyal to a fault. We fuck with you, we really fuck with you. So I respect that. But he do be kind of tripping. The last time that nigga said something, he was on stream talking about something. He said he felt like Donald Trump was the first real nigga president, and he felt like Barack Obama was the first gay president. And I ain't gonna lie, I was low-key that meme where the nigga's taking off the headphones what the fuck? I was like, I know you be trying to be funny, but sometimes that be just bro, realize your audience. That's all I be just wanting black content creators to understand. Racist people are already racist. Let's just get that out the way. Racist people are already racist. Racism already exists. The system is already systemically against black people, and it's already, in a sense, stacked against us. We're not really meant to win. Don't go further on, in a sense, in my opinion, by now downing other black people. You know what I'm saying? If I know that niggas already say a lot of racist shit about Michelle Obama, Barack Obama, I am not on my platform as a black person going to also do the same thing. If I don't fuck with them, I'm going to just not say nothing. But if I already know that niggas already be saying some wild shit, I'm not going to add on to that. So I ain't really fuck with that. I ain't gonna lie. But Ack is the type of nigga that he already know nigga, I don't need everybody that watch me to fuck with me. So that's why I respect it, because we gonna agree to disagree. But in this situation though, he pretty much was just I ain't gonna lie, Kai Cenat, you kind of moving weird, you making it seem like your girl was cheating, and apparently she wasn't cheating. And then the only reason he's even saying all this information, though, in reality, is because the nigga that she was apparently cheating with, which is, I guess, Lil Baby's cameraman or something. Academics has a whole bunch of crazy shit to say about him. But I guess Lil Baby's cameraman walked up to him, allegedly. This is all alleged. This is how Academics says it. And I'm not going to lie. I'm kind of inclined to, I'm biased, so I'm kind of inclined to believe him. Apparently walked up to Academics with Ty Lil, used Ty Lil to get through to Academics, try to talk to Academics, was like, yeah, bro, so what's up with you and Lil Baby? Academics, like I said, the nigga not rolling it up. He's like, what you mean? Me and Lil Baby cool. The nigga's like, what you up? And then I guess Academics is in the car, and then his driver is sensing the vibe, but the nigga was like, nah, this is weird. So he tries to drive off, and the nigga tries to slap Academics as the car drives off. And then apparently, this was even funnier about it, because I feel like I'm kind of the same way. Like, if something happens, like, I don't want to speak that into existence, honestly. I don't want to speak that into existence. But for the most part, if it's something that's like I said, if it's a loss and it's something that's kind of embarrassing, if I can keep it off the internet, I will. Like, I feel like there was a point in my life where anything and everything happened, I wanted to post about it. I wanted to talk about it, like my losses, my wins, and like it gets to a point where it's like I feel like you just gotta learn, like, nigga, you just gotta charge to the game and just like keep progressing. Like, you don't gotta share everything. You know what I'm saying? Like, you can go through everything, but you gotta share everything. So when this happened, apparently Academics was keeping it to himself. He wasn't sharing it, which, like I said, I respect, because I feel like that, to me, I'm not trying to insinuate any get back or anything, but if somebody slapped me and I'm in a position to get something, you know what I'm saying, I'm gonna make 1 + 1 = 2. If I know you and you know me and we could easily get through, and you try to play with me like I'm pussy, I'm pussy. All right, I'm gonna show you. And because of that, that's why I be telling y'all, like, you know what I'm saying, I know the limitations. You feel me? So with this content stuff, you gotta be able to draw the line between what's content and what's real life. And I feel like Academics was like, nah, this is real life. So he was like, nah, I'm not finna be talking about this and shit, because I think he really was like hurt over it, and like was really like, you know, felt disrespected, because the nigga that did it goes onto stream and he says, like, yeah, like, you know, he tells the whole story. He's like, yeah, I slapped the shit out of Academics. And then Academics now, you know what I'm saying, you know, when that nigga get drunk, he start doing the most. He get on stream and he's going off. He's like, you know what? Fuck Lil Baby. And everybody's like, whoa, what'd you say fuck Lil Baby for? And he said, you wanna know why I said fuck Lil Baby? Because this is Lil Baby's, like, you know, entourage and shit. And it's like, he's pretty much saying that, like, in the totem pole, Lil Baby's at the top, this nigga's probably at the middle. So he's like, I'm not gonna talk to the middle nigga. I'm gonna talk to the head nigga. And like, me talking to the head nigga gonna make the head nigga have to do something about the middle nigga. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I ain't gonna lie, Academics was tripping. I fuck with you, Act, but it's just one of those things where I'm just like, I feel like at my age of 26, I know that the stuff that I'm saying in anger still can affect me and could still have repercussions. I feel like Academics, like I said, it's that security, bro. Niggas just get security and just really be like, damn, I could just do whatever. But maybe I'm just a cheap nigga. Maybe I just haven't touched that much money yet, so where it's like paying for security, just being a necessity is reasonable for me. Like, I feel like if I had to pay for security, that's a problem. You know what I'm saying? Like when I seen, cause Academics be, like I said, I fuck with Act, but he do be kind of fucking with them niggas. You know what I'm saying? He do be on the Aiden Ross and shit, but you know what? It's like in real life. What I see on the internet is what I see on the internet. So I'm always making my opinion on what I see. Aiden Ross could probably be the best nigga to Academics. Tekashi could probably be the best nigga to Academics. Like, how we see him, they're not, you know what I'm saying? Like I said, a nigga like Aiden Ross, I feel like he racist. You know what I'm saying? And if he's not racist, he enables racism in his platform. And I feel like that's weak. You know what I'm saying? That's why. That's why he has his ass got pressed, you know what I'm saying, with the Doechii situation. So when I see certain things, I just be like, bro, you know, like, the fact that you even around these people, the fact that you're in a situation where you need this much security is kind of a sign of, like, maybe you're doing too much. You know what I'm saying? Maybe you kind of do be wilding. And this was one of those situations where I ain't gonna lie. Like, it was funny to watch. It was cool to watch. But when Academics was saying, like, oh, man, I wish death on people, or, like, fuck this person, or, like when he started going crazy on Rod Wave, like, basically saying, like, nigga, Rod Wave, you a part of it? Fuck you, too. I'm like, damn, nigga. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's only so much an apology could do. You know what I mean? And it's like, man, I just say all that to say that, like, the situation was just weird to begin with. And I guess apparently, I say all that to say that I guess Gigi never cheated. It's been proven that, like, maybe she might have been talking to another nigga, but it doesn't look like she really full on went crazy. And apparently, it was only in retaliation to Kai Cenat, allegedly. I guess he had it was 5 a.m. Kai Cenat had a big booty girl. It was like, oh shit. And I guess she caught him. And then, so she was on some shit like, well, I'm finna get my get back. And like I said earlier, girls get back is way worse than boys get back. Girls get back, have you never wanted to do anything to a girl ever again. So, this not really that interesting. I just thought it was funny because I'm just like, I feel like, okay, so I guess this is what I just want to talk about this though. So, Shiloh Sanders, I guess you could call this a Shiloh Sanders racist moment. Shiloh Sanders racist Levi customer, Levi employee. Because he was trying to buy some jeans from Levi, get some custom jeans. And mind you, I've done it before too, so it is expensive. But I guess he was trying to get like custom from head to toe made. So I guess it's $795. The employee, not knowing who he is, basically was like, you know, like when you go to like a jeweler and you want to go buy jewelry, and like, let's say for example, if you don't look like you on real shit, the jeweler might low-key give you a runaround and be like, yes, this piece right here is very expensive. You be like, yeah, how much is it? And then he might look you up and down and be like, you know, it's just really expensive. You know what I'm saying? They might not give you that because they already assume that if they tell you the price, you're not gonna buy it. So I guess she did the same thing right here, not realizing who he was, and he's an NFL star. So his brother pretty much was like, hey, I'm noticing that you kind of like doubting my my brother's like ability to afford this product. So matter of fact, you know what I'm saying, I'm finna shit on you and tell you who the fuck this nigga is. And then two, we should just go get a manufacturer. So fuck your sale. But I wasn't even thinking like that. I like how the brother thought to a manufacturer. Because I was thinking to myself, if somebody ever does that to me, if I go somewhere, Gucci, Louis, Prada, I don't really shop these. I'm just saying, like, if I just go somewhere to an expensive ass store where the products are expensive and they, I guess, assume that a nigga like me can't afford it, and they pretty much like insinuate that, I'm not shopping there. Not only am I disrespecting myself, but then you guys are still winning because now you got my money. You got my money after disrespecting me. You just spit on my face and then I paid you guys for the spit on my face. Like, come on, fool. So let's hear how the situation went.
You won?
What you want?
Oh.
But you just have to know that you know the price?
No.
Ah, okay, so...
He doesn't care about any price of anything.
Okay, so one jeans is €7.95.
Is it? To him? And then what?
I don't know.
You know, so after you pay $700,
$795.
so if I want to keep getting my jeans this exact style, then what? It's $700 each time?
Yeah.
Oh, that's easy for him.
So it's basically you having your own catalog, basically.
But honestly, bro, if you was smart, I'm gonna mess up our whole business. You just get a manufacturer, bro. It's the same thing.
Yeah. I thought after you already get them your size and everything, then that's your capsule. Like, okay, this is exactly his custom size. Now instead of $100, you know, we make a 150.
No, anything cut and sew, bro.
But I thought after the first time they cut and sew, then
yeah, they can. Not here though. She gonna tax you, my boy, but that's good. She do good work.
I thought after you in the system, you lit. I need to get your Instagram.
Maybe you guys could work out a little something.
We can work out something maybe in the future.
No, with that same price, you could buy a flight to China and literally get everything made there. I promise you.
$700? The back gonna hurt.
It's fine though. You gonna get there and study, you gonna get there too.
I respect that brother because that's what he's like on me. Like, that's where I feel like I'm at now. I'm at the point of like in the age of like, okay, well, when I get a lot of money, how can I invest it? Cool, I have a lot of money, I can buy whatever I want to buy, but how can I make this money last longer? $700 for one pair of jeans or $700 for a line of jeans? Let's do that. I'm gonna do the line of jeans. So I don't know this nigga. I don't know this nigga from a can of paint. But this nigga was apparently streaming, and he had some weird content that like showed up on there and shit, and it was like really weird because, like, you know what I'm saying? It just looked like he was looking at underage kid content. But then, come to find out, because he released another segment, it was 2D hentai porn. So pretty much, I just say that to say to you niggas out there that's gooning, you know what I'm saying? I've been there. Nothing to be ashamed about. You know what I'm saying? Every real nigga goons at one point. You know what I'm saying? Niggas get lonely. Gotta take care of yourself. I don't like the gooning terminology, honestly. If you masturbate, if you watch porn, stop watching on your computer. That just seems to be like the commonality. Apparently, everybody's saying you gotta watch on your phone. Like, when you niggas start watching porn on your computer, you too in there. And I kind of agree because
if you over here sitting on your seat and you know what I'm saying on the computer doing like this, you kind of in too deep. I ain't gonna lie. You know what I'm saying? Get yourself some privacy. Do what you gotta do, but don't be out here trying to like masturbate on the computer and then be saving like weird ass porn videos and shit. But the fear, I thought this was just interesting, just personally, because I just like her. Naomi Osaka has withdrawn from the Australian Open. She said, quote, I've had to make the difficult decision to withdraw to address something that my body needs attention for after my last match. I was so excited to keep going, and this run meant the most to me. So having to stop here breaks my heart, but I can't risk doing any further damage so I can get back on the court. Thanks for all the love and support. I am so grateful. Everyone embraced me so much, and thank you to my whole team for always having my back and the tournament organizers. Sad way for her tournament to end. Hopefully she recovers quickly and we see her soon. And I agree. Like I said, I'll be honest. I only know about Naomi Osaka because of Corday, and I thought they were so cute. I ain't gonna lie. I really thought they was gonna last, bro. Like that was probably the only industry relationship that I thought this right here is gonna show people like, nigga, a nigga could get money and this girl could get money and they could coexist. Just because I'm like, that to me like is a dream. Imagine your girl, like I said, I'm gonna just keep it speeding. Imagine your girl being black and Asian. You get the you get the submissiveness of the Asian, you know, say the culture. You get the culture of the black woman, the swagger, the beauty, like both beautiful cultures meshed into one. That's unstoppable. And Naomi Osaka is bad, fool. She's fine, bro. And she really embraces her culture, bro. I really find her really attractive. So maybe I'm just a little, I ain't gonna lie, maybe I'm a little biased. But I seen that and I was like, damn, this nigga Corday. I was like, you a nigga. You a smart nigga. Because she's young and she's a tennis player? Young Serena Williams? I don't get, that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. Because for me, right, I'm a bad bitch fumbler on accident. Like, it be surrounding. I'm so funny. The Kari hentai incident. Gotta write this down. And Naomi Osaka tennis. Man, I like put it like this, man. I be fumbling them because of outside situations, outer forces, third parties, shit like that. Or the one case, like with my bestie, my ex-bestie, a nigga just not supportive enough. You know what I'm saying? Take it how you want to take it. So for me, as a nigga that wants to be there with these girls, that actually likes these girls, and it just be going wrong, I can't imagine what these other niggas be doing in the sense of like, you know what I'm saying? Like they got a kid, and I feel like nobody should be talking about that, right? Because you know that's private. But I like that to me is like, that's why I'm like, when she said she's taking time out of the tournament, I thought immediately, no, maybe she wouldn't go spend time with a kid. You know what I'm saying? She just gave birth, you know what I mean? Like she's a mother now. I see that, but it just goes to show you how big the road is because, man, like, you know, no offense to Ari, and I don't think people really, you know, do this too much now, but you know how Ari cannot be seen or not be noticed without G Herbo. Naomi, she's in her own level. So as you can see, when I said that shit, nothing about Corday, nothing in regards to him. Everything else, when it's other people, relationships and couples, they be on them. So I ain't gonna lie, it's just really dope. Oh my gosh, it's just really dope to just see how. It's just really dope to see how like respected and how much motion she has on her own, and I feel like that right there, like I said, that's what every nigga wants. So I don't know, maybe niggas don't be really like appreciating the motion. And I was about to get offended because I looked at the comments and I looked at the posts, and because what's even surrounding the Naomi Osaka situation is when she played the match with someone, when she was getting hype, the opponent got offended. So let me show you what you did.
Okay, sorry she's mad about it, but...
Kirstea is a tough competitor. She came to play tonight. What did it take to get through that one?
Apparently a lot of come on, so she was angry about, but whatever.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. That's what sucks, bro. Because, in reality, Naomi didn't do nothing wrong. You see, if you guys could see the video, Naomi went to go give the bitch a dap up. I'm sorry, I had to say that. She went to give the girl a dap up, and the girl was like pretty much like snatched her hand away. And Naomi was like, girl, why? What's up with that? What's up with that? And the girl says something, you know, the microphone isn't there. So she's like, something, my friend, da-da-da-da. Nobody's talking about how inappropriate that reaction was. Nobody's saying how bad sportsman-like, how aggressive that behavior was, like to snatch your hand away when the person you're playing with is like, I'm trying to play with you, or like, good game, and to snatch your hand away. Nobody's talking about how wrong she is for that. But when they ask her, Naomi, after the interview person tells her, hey, the person you just went against is a tough competitor. How was it? No, the person I just went against is a freaking crybaby. It's a freaking sore loser. But y'all, because she's white, let's just call a spade, and I'm not, I have to be the one to bite the bullet and be like, okay, whatever. But now I respect the fuck out of Naomi. She said, I don't care. She said, apparently, a lot of come-ons that she got offended about. Corday, you my nigga, but Naomi, get at me. They're homies.
What did it take to get through that one?
Apparently a lot of come on, so she was angry about, but whatever. She's a great player. I think this was her last Australian Open, so okay, sorry she was mad about it, but
she was complaining because between the first and second serve, she could hear you just trying to pump yourself up. Was that the problem?
I think so, but like, she could have asked me, like,
Wait, can you eat it raw?
I'm getting sad because when you watch it, you can see in Naomi's face that, like, she felt bad. Imagine you playing basketball with Kobe Bryant. Rest in peace, my nigga. And Kobe, when he makes a freaking dunk, the nigga posterizes your ass. The nigga's like, let's go! Imagine you get offended at that, and Kobe coming up to you like, man, like, Caduce, if you had an issue with me saying that, you could just tell me. But, like, I'm pretty much what I'm saying, I can only imagine psychologically, like, the amount of stress Naomi is going under. You're black, you're Asian, you're in a sport that's predominantly white, and you're kicking ass. You're good. You know they hate that shit, bro. So I'm sending her prayers. I'm sending her love, thoughts, and prayers. Shout out to Naomi Osaka, because I can only imagine what you're going through, and I pray for you because you're strong. And I keep fuck what these niggas talking about. If you want to take a break to get yourself right, physically, spiritually, mentally, exactly. Don't even say mental health, because as soon as you say mental health, everybody want to start talking shit. Fuck it. Say it exactly. Even if you physically good, just tell them my body hurt, because nobody gonna be able to argue against that. It's to the point where nowadays y'all are fucking with niggas' mental health, and I'm the mental health advocator in the sense of I'm the type of person that wants people to build resistance, but the internet is really cruel. Like I said, I'm looking at the post when she said I'm withdrawing. Everybody and their mama, I'm glad. That's what she deserves. One person, and mind you, statistically, apparently, the internet is low-key bots now. So this is allegedly. I don't have the statistics to say it, but apparently there's a lot of bots on social media now. So on Instagram, it's apparently like 50% bots. Twitter's like 70% bots. So it could just all be AI and shit. But I'm seeing a post where somebody has a picture of Naomi in her garment, and they're saying she ran out of clown costumes. She's wearing a traditional outfit. How is that a clown costume? And it's like, I get so hurt when I see shit like that, because it's like, dude, you know this nigga is ignorant. You know this person is stupid. But it's like, bro, that shit don't bother y'all. I ain't gonna lie. That's what I'm saying. I don't know, man. And I love other races. I'm not racist. You know what I'm saying? I have Hispanic friends. I have Asian friends. I have white friends. I have, you know what I'm saying? I have friends of all over. But I just really gotta be honest, bro. Like, the way y'all be treating niggas it be fucked up, bro. It be fucked up, man. I don't like the way that y'all niggas be like trying to make shit into jokes and shit, and it don't be all jokes, fool. It don't be all jokes, in my opinion. So, like I said, shout out to Naomi Osaka. Take as long as you need. I'm with you, and I believe in you, and I know the next time you come out and freaking play whoever the fuck you play, you gonna whip their ass too, and they gonna still be mad. So, fuck whatever they talking about. Do you and be good. Stay beautiful, beautiful. Okay, and like I said, get at your boy. You know what I mean? I'm a podcaster, but I make music too. So, you know, I'm kind of like your first nigga. So, I thought this was so funny. Honestly, we're not gonna go too crazy because, like I said, I missed some of these topics last week. So, we're just not gonna, you know what I'm saying? Not gonna go into them. But car dealerships in California are now required to show the real price up front, no hidden fees, plus give buyers a 3-day return window for cars under $50K. So if you guys want to buy a car that's under $50K, they have to tell you the full price, no hidden fees, and they give you a 3-day return policy. So that's good to know in the car world. You feel me? Rest in peace to Kiana Underwood, a former child star actor who appeared on Nickelodeon's All That and Little Bill, has sadly passed away after being killed in a hit and run at the age of 33. So, rest in peace to Kiana Underwood. I'm not too familiar with her, but I'm pretty sure I've probably seen her on TV or like, you know, and stuff. So, definitely want to give a shout out to her, and sorry about that. And that's crazy because I hope the person that did that receives punishment because life is too short, bro. Hit and run, bro. Hit and run. So, rest in peace to her, and I pray that her family and everybody that cares about her is feeling good, and I pray that she's in a better place as well. Yes, you guys. Yes, I know. I'm still dealing with mucus. I don't know what happened. Literally, December 2025. Nigga, from July to November, I'm thugging it. I'm doing my shit. December come around there in the last few weeks, I just get a random ass fucking cold, bro. And I've been freaking trying to shake this off. And I think that's what's annoying about it is because it's just the mucus. It's just mucus. Like, I would be so cool if I could just, I don't know. I'm like, what other aspects of a cold would I be okay with dealing with? None of them. But if it was, I don't know, anything else, I guess I'd be cool. But just the mucus and having to cough it up all the time and like do all that and like all that shit, I don't like it. So yeah, Dominique Thorne reportedly will not return as Ironheart in Avengers Doomsday. So the girl that was supposed to be Ironheart, you know, she's not going to be there. So that's interesting. According to insider James Mack, Dominique Thorne reportedly will not return as Riri Williams, Ironheart in Avengers Doomsday. Only 3 members of the Young Avengers will be featured in the film. I only save this because I always, like I said, the more I start learning about cinema, the more I start learning about like how movies and TV shows are made. When stuff like this happens, it's usually shit behind the scenes. So hopefully we see, you know what I'm saying, some information comes out soon where we find out like what happened, and like it hopefully wasn't nothing personal, wasn't nothing like rude or nothing. Hopefully it wasn't nothing negative, you know. Maybe hopefully it was just a positive, you know. We're just going to do different directions, you know what I'm saying. I want to do my own thing and shit, because usually when they say a character's not returning or the character suddenly dies in a TV show, it's because in real life the character and the company and the directors were not seeing eye to eye. And like I said, I don't even want to get into the comment section of this one because they was being fucking rude as hell to her too. Like, I guess people thought she was supposed to be Iron Man's replacement. I never looked at her like that. I thought she was like, especially when I seen her in Black Panther. Even that movie, I loved Black Panther, but the way Shuri's character was pissed me off in that movie, I was like, fuck, man. And mind you, I'm Nigerian, so I'm saying that about Black Panther. So it's like, when I'm saying shit, I'm not saying shit about the race. I'm not saying shit about the culture. I'm saying shit about the acting and the fucking story and the premise, nigga. I'm like, fuck. But I liked her in Iron. I thought it was good that she's just another. That's what I'm saying. Because I know I was going to say it. I don't think she was supposed to replace Iron Man. I don't think she was supposed to replace Tony Stark or Iron Man. She's supposed to continue the legacy, clearly, right? You know what I'm saying? Like, she's a tinkerer. She's smart. Like, that didn't. I thought that was pretty obvious, you know? I guess. But people are people, you know? So that's funny. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. That should be interesting. So yeah, I'm trying to remember all these topics because I want to make sure I add them to the list. Roger Allers, the Lion King co-director, dies at 76. So rest in peace to him as well. There's been a lot of deaths recently, y'all. Man. Roger Allers, co-director of The Lion King, has died at 76. Beyond 1994's The Lion King, Allers worked on several Disney classics from Tron, The Little Mermaid, and Beauty and the Beast, Aladdin, and more. So, rest in peace to Roger Allers, a co-director of Lion King that was very instrumental in. What be up with y'all in my chat? Y'all be creeping me out when y'all say stuff. But rest in peace to him. You know, may he rest in perfect peace. You know, like I said, I don't know too much about him, so I can't really give too much like insight. But I did watch The Lion King. I did watch Tron, Little Mermaid. I didn't watch The Beauty and the Beast, but I know of it, and I've watched Aladdin, of course. You feel me? Dr. Gladys West, the pioneering mathematician whose work laid the foundation for the modern GPS, has died at 95. So rest in peace to Dr. Gladys West, the pioneering mathematician. So the work that she worked on laid the foundation for the modern GPS of today. So definitely want to give a big shout out to her, as without her we probably wouldn't have Apple Maps right now. So, and of course, she's a black woman. So rest in peace, Queen. I'm glad you lived a beautiful life. You looked amazing, and I hope you passed peacefully as well too. You know. So rest in peace to her. And then I ain't gonna lie, in some sad news and some fucked up news, I ain't gonna lie. Shout out to Ish on the Joe Budden podcast. I kind of felt him with this thing, but I don't think he probably didn't know how to word it right, because apparently, right, the Vince Staples show has officially been canceled on Netflix due to low viewership. But I can remember vividly that when season 2 came out, Vince Staples said it himself. He said, "Hey y'all, I have to present my show, because if I don't, nobody's gonna know about it. And if you guys don't watch it, they're not gonna keep it going." So he did say like, "Hey y'all, like, can y'all fuck with my shit?" I think maybe just more promotion on his end. Like, if I could say what he probably could have did different. Maybe he probably could have just promoted it every day more frequently, because at least for me, right? Like I'm saying, like I said, I can only speak for myself. If I have a product, like I said, when I start making my clothes, I'm going to promote my clothes every day. When I drop the song, when I drop Overtime, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. All Gas No Breaks. When I dropped all these songs, I promoted them every day. Till I dropped a new song or till I had something new to promote. I promote every day. So me personally, with Vince Staples, and if I had a show to Vince Staples, I promote that every day. What are you gonna look like? That's what I'm saying. I don't know. Maybe people just, they're busier, because I don't want to say it is embarrassing or they don't feel nervous, but I don't feel like you could lose. Like, what can you lose from promoting yourself? What can you lose from believing in your product? You know what I'm saying? Like, you gonna look like you gonna feel embarrassed? I don't know. Like, I don't see any negative that could come from you promoting and pushing your product as hard as you can and believing in it more than anybody. Because like I said, in my opinion, I knew about it because, like I said, I'm fucking with Vince Staples. I respected his work and I respect him as a black man, and just overall, like, I'm just really proud of a nigga just doing his shit, like doing his own genre on Netflix. Like, that's a fucking accomplishment right there. But like I said, y'all, what was the support for my nigga? You feel me? We were supposed to be out there like going crazy for that shit. I know I was. Like I said, I fucked with it. I watched the season 2. I didn't really get it. You know, the season 1. That's what I'm saying. If you've seen the YouTube thing, it's kind of hard to, I guess, tell what the theme is. The first season though kind of seemed a little more cohesive, but the second one kind of just like a little, you know. But I think it's one of those seasons where it's like, it might be just like that. Each season is going to have its own story, you know. And I would love that, because I ain't gonna lie. I'm gonna be honest too. Like, even in the first episode, it seemed like there was a lot of background information that we just didn't know. That was like, okay, like is this continued from the last season or just like from new shit? Yeah. And I liked how they broke the fourth wall. Like, in the episode, the nigga was like, Vince Staples, you know, Vince Staples show? Like, that shit was kind of dope, you know? I like shit like that. But overall, like I said, I feel like it is unfortunate, and I hope that with enough, I guess, backlash or enough, like, complaint or enough, you know, just after the fact support, we could probably get the show to be back on Netflix. You know, like I said, that's not right. You know, especially if the reason is gonna be because of low viewership. I don't think that's fair. So, the guy that wait.
Why do I choose people that don't choose me?
So this whole time that I seen this post, this wasn't even the nigga that. So there was a nigga that Christy and Chris or whatever, they broke up or whatever and shit, and he cheated on her. This whole time I thought this post that I saved that I was gonna talk to you guys about, I thought it was him, because I was like, if I divorce my girl, I wouldn't go in here and make a post, let alone do hashtag accountability, hashtag divorce, hashtag FYP, hashtag keep going, hashtag life. The nigga said, I'm learning the hard way that intentions don't erase impact. For years, I was verbally abusive to the woman I vowed to protect, not always loud. Like, that's what I'm saying, like, what be up with y'all, bro? Batman couldn't get this information out of me, respectfully. And mind you, I literally come on here and talk about what I'm going through, and I still don't tell you guys everything I'm going through. So, sorry, not sorry. But allegedly, Trump administration has finalized the U.S.'s exit from the World Health Organization. So, the U.S. Department of the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services and the U.S. Department of State announced that the United States has officially completed its withdrawal from the World Health Organization, WHO. The agency said the decision was based on what they described as the WHO's mishandling of the COVID-19 pandemic, failure to make necessary reforms, and lack of independence from political influence by member countries. Health and Human Services Secretary Robert F. Kennedy Jr. and Secretary of State Marco Rubio shared the news in a joint statement. President Donald Trump first announced plans to leave the WHO on January 20, 2025, initially starting the process in July 2020. Over the past year, the U.S. ended its funding, removed all personnel, and shifted work previously done through the WHO to direct partnerships with other countries and organizations. The U.S. said it will now only coordinate with the WHO in a limited way to finalize the withdrawal process. Additionally, the U.S. has $130 million to $260 million in unpaid dues for 2024 and 2025. The administration has stated they have no intention on paying these fees. Isn't that crazy? That the government could owe niggas $130 million, 260 plus 130. They could owe niggas $390 million and just say that they have no plans on paying it. We left you niggas and we owe you niggas money and we have no intention on paying it. Isn't that crazy? I don't know what to think about this in a sense, because California since then was trying to get back to the World WHO. So that's interesting. So we're gonna see what happens. You feel me? So I already talked about the Kai Cenat girlfriend thing. You feel me? She also went live. She went live and did a whole video on it. When I first seen it, I knew something was up, because when they first broke up, she was really quiet. But when she started making these videos, I ain't gonna lie, I was like, sis, you don't got nobody on your side that's telling you, like, this is not a good look for you. Even if you're not wrong, people, like, cause like what Academic said, people love Kai Cenat. So if you doing anything Kai Cenat and you do anything in the sense that might be hurting his feelings, his audience is going to hate you. You know what I'm saying? And the internet, don't, like I said, it's weird, because I'm saying don't explain yourself, but at the same time, you do gotta explain yourself. I guess what I'm saying is, don't care to, like, divulge all the information that's gonna make you just look crazy. But if you want to try to, like, clear your name, I feel like there's nothing wrong with that. I think everybody should definitely want to do that. And then apparently, Jim Jones had stated that he's the reason that people know about the song Day and Night. So he was saying that, that when he remixed Day and Night, that's what really put that song on the map. And this is Kid Cudi's response.
Oh man, so starting my day and I see something
online that I have to address, right? So Jim Jones, first off, we love Jim Jones, right? Like, I grew up on Jimmy. Like, he's the homie. I met him when I was coming up. He was cool, right? Jimmy, I'm gonna address you directly, my nigga. You talking about how you are responsible for my success is a lie. You need to stop lying to people. You get on your little podcast and you start gossiping and talking shit, and everybody on your podcast don't know the truth, so they all agreeing with you. But if you look under the comments under that post, you'll see people are letting you know what time it is. You know, this is part one. I got more to say. Day and Night was already a hit record before you touched it, my nigga. I put it on my MySpace, it blew up. Okay? I had an entire mixtape. I was on my way. Motown was courting me. Kanye wanted to sign me. All because of Day and Night, because I put it on my MySpace and it blew up, my nigga. It blew up. I can promise you that Sylvia Rome did not listen to your remix and say she wanted to sign me. That is not why I have a record deal, bro. Nothing you're talking about is the truth. How do you think I had a music video? I was shooting a music video I was already on. You saw a hit record and jumped on it, my nigga. Like, you didn't make me, man. You didn't make me. So, like, you gotta stop telling these tales, my nigga. Like, you gotta stop. I want to shout out everybody that's been in the comments letting this nigga know what the truth is. You know, but it's crazy how people just be trying to, like, take credit for my success. You know what I mean? Like, it's wild, you know? Like, and I like Jimmy, man. It kind of breaks my heart to hear him on here trying to take credit for something that he's not a part of. You know what I mean? You jumped on my shit. I didn't ask you to do that. You know? And granted, they played it on Hot 97 every day, and it was a thing on Hot 97 on the radio. But I was an international artist from jump. Like, I had the world, my nigga. Like, I don't understand. I really don't understand. But I'm gonna address this now. You know what I'm saying?
So yeah, there you guys have it. Kid Cudi says, yeah, hey, Jim Jones, you're not the reason that I made it. I did my own thing. And I was already on the way up before I blew up. And that is interesting. Like I said, shout out to Jim Jones. Shout out to Kid Cudi. You know, like I said, I got nothing bad to say about Jim Jones. You know what I mean? So, yeah. You know what I mean? I guess he just thought, you know, his remix might have had more emotion than he really did. But even on the Joe Budden podcast, they said that that in certain areas, what Jim Jones is saying is accurate. That niggas really are like, no, I didn't know about Day and Night till his. But it's like they said on there as well. Like, how can you not know about a song that has a remix? You know what I'm saying? Like, if it's the remix, you had to know about the original, or you had to at least have an idea. So, you feel me? That's funny. So, this week too as well, ICE had shot somebody that was armed and shit, and they were already like, this whole ICE situation is getting out of hand, man. I got you guys.
A 37-year-old man in the streets of Minneapolis. He was a Minneapolis resident. He was a U.S. citizen, and he was a legal observer, simply standing there and recording their operation. Department of Homeland Security is once again lying, but once again there is video.
Hey Google, stop. I forgot my alarm.
ICE murdered.
But yes, you know, sadly, they did do that situation, and then ICE is really trying to hide it. Like, this is the one situation where, like, they already had the situation with the lady and that Ren that almost hit somebody. Like I said, I'm saying just what they said. That almost hit somebody apparently, and then they had to, like, you know, take her out. So tensions have already been high, and now there's another shooting where this guy was armed, but in the video you kind of see them disarming him. So it kind of looks like they just shot an unarmed man. And you know, America only focuses on when they shoot unarmed men when they're white. So, you know, because he's that culture, there's really a big deal about it. And they're basically, the department, you know, they're over here trying to, like, make it seem like, oh, this guy was resisting arrest, this guy was doing the most. But this guy breaks down the video. Real takes reviews. He breaks it down like, nah, this is what happened, frame by frame, and then this is how, like, pretty much saying, they said that he walked into the store, this is him driving to the store. They said that he was on the ground, this is him on the floor. I mean, this is him in the sky. Like, shit like that, like saying, like, I have the video and I can literally disprove the case and what they're saying. So, that is scary to me, because like I said, it's just interesting. And it's even more interesting because this nigga Los Polos, like I said, if you don't have nothing good to say, don't say nothing at all. He was receiving a lot of backlash because he went on Twitter and basically told people, like, don't interfere with ICE shit. Like, when they're doing something, like, don't do it. Like, if you don't want to live, if you want to live, you should just leave them alone. And you know what's so funny? I feel like it's crazy because certain things, you know, it's certain shit, like, because even me and Devin would be talking, like, me and Devin, when me and Devin are on a PlayStation party, it's damn near a podcast. I'm gonna just call it a spade. It's just, I know our humor and our method of thinking sometimes won't translate well to the normal population. I feel like Los Polos' conversation, or the conversation he was trying to have with the ICE thing about saying that, like, hey, y'all should basically, like, let them do their thing and you guys should just protest peacefully. He said it wrong. And two, like I said, you must not know your audience. If somebody just got killed because of doing, you know what I'm saying? Like I said, do your research. Just do your homework. If you feel like, okay, cool, this nigga's guilty, keep it quiet. But it looks like the nigga's not guilty. And you coming out basically saying, if you guys don't want to end up like him, leave the shit alone. But in reality, the real, I guess, oppression or real issue is the fact that they're even doing this in the first place. Why is ICE going to different countries? Why is ICE going to different states dictating shit? You know what I'm saying? The government. You got Trump over here tripping. He's on a power trip. And he got niggas. It's going to be a lot worse before it gets a lot better. And I'm just glad in the sense that I'm glad that more white people are getting involved. Because like I said, now it's showing that, like, yes, it's a everybody problem. You know, when it's only the niggas doing it, they always like to ignore it. When it's only Hispanic people, they like to ignore it. The Asians, they get this shit done sometimes. But when it's us, when it's the black and brown, they don't be trying to get it done. When white people come up and they're saying, we can't stand for this no more, I notice America's quick to get shit done. America's quick to go and get shit handled way more quicker. So I guess we could pretty much end it right there with the topic list. Just wanted to say happy birthday to John Witherspoon. Happy birthday to legendary John Witherspoon. His birthday was 2 days ago, January 27th to October 29th, 2019. So he actually passed. His birthday is the same day as my grandma that she passed. So I'm gonna know that now forever as well. So happy birthday to John Witherspoon, and may he rest in perfect peace. You know, he was on the Boondocks and a lot of other shows. He was the dad for the Wayne show. The brothers were happy and we're singing and we're colored. Da-da-da-da. Give me a high five. Apparently, too, Amazon is closing all of its Amazon Fresh and Go stores, and they're going to turn them into Whole Foods. I'm just going to get through these small topics because, like I said, I was supposed to give you guys a weekly recap, but as you guys can see, I did it different this time. I started off with the movie review, spoiler review, and I got straight into the topics, and then I kind of sprinkled in what I did throughout the week through there. But for the most part, and then also one more rest in peace shout out to Stefan Gosler. He has sadly passed away at the age of 71. The German voice actor for Splinter, wow, Cell, Monkey, and King Julian, and many more. This guy was the voice of Cell. Look at me, I'm perfect. Dang. Rest in peace to Steven Gosler, man. Yeah, bro. It's been a lot, y'all. It's been a lot, man. Like, what the heck? There's been a lot of people that's just been passing away. So make sure you guys tell the people that you love them, because you never know, fool. You really never know, bro. And you don't want to wait till this too late, till you have to tell them you love them virtually. You know what I'm saying? Not virtually, but you know what I'm saying? Through the phone and shit. And then Speed had a successful trip in Nigeria. A successful trip in Africa. I was just embarrassed by the way that my brothers was acting in Nigeria, because I thought that the Nigerians knew that, okay, if Speed was to come to Nigeria, we're not going to show them the side of us that we don't even like showing ourselves. Unfortunately, they did show them. They showed them Shege. And to the point where there was niggas literally begging my nigga Speed for money. And I just thought that was so embarrassing because it's like, bro, speed. Like, this is literally like, this is like, you know what I'm saying? Like, this is a live stream. Everything you guys are being shown is being presented to America and society, and it's everywhere. Is this what you guys wanted to present for real? Like, is this what you want to present? And it was funny because I talked to my dad about it, and he kind of was mad. He was like, yeah, I didn't like the way Speed, like, you know what I'm saying, like, did that. He was like, I didn't like how Speed showcased Nigeria. And I'm like, I didn't, because, and that too, I feel like I've learned to not argue with people no more. Like, in the sense of, like, at least then and there. I'm gonna be honest. The same, because these people that I'm not arguing with, they might fuck around, hear my podcast, and be like, Caduce, when we talked about it, you didn't have much pushback. Let alone, more than likely, it's not gonna be like, nigga, I got a pushback. I'm just not gonna say anything. Like, if I see somebody feels passionate about something, and they're like, man, the sky is red, bro. Like, on everything I love, bro, the sky been red, and everything they've been showing me has been red. Like, everything I know is just the sky being red. If somebody was really like that, I'm gonna let them have it, bro. I'm gonna let you have it, bro. I'm tired. I'm cooked. I'm tired of, like, trying to bring people to the water. You know what I'm saying? Some people, they really just understand life how they understand it, and it's just going to be what it is. So rather than that, I just take that information and I come here and I dissect it. So my dad was one of these people in this situation where he was like, he was offended, I guess, by the way Speed showcased Nigeria. But in my opinion, I'm like, Speed didn't showcase Nigeria in any way that Nigeria didn't showcase itself. And it was even funny because he agreed. He was like, yeah, man, like, they're supposed to know better. I'm like, yeah, they're supposed to know better. But if you mad at him, I ain't gonna convince you not to be mad at him. I came to talk to you because when I went to him, you know, I was like, oh, like, Dad, did you see what happened with Speed in Nigeria? I wanted to get it. Like, that's what I do now too. I know I'm giving y'all all my sauce. I'll be like, oh, what do you think of this? And depending on the way they go about it, that's going to determine, okay, can I engage in this conversation or I'll just let them have it? Like I said, if I'm coming to you saying, man, the sky is blue, or what color? Like I said, what color do you think the sky is? Man, I think the sky is red. I'm gonna just, hey, you got it. Tell me why you think the sky is red. But don't come to you, I'm like, what do you think about the sky? And you're like, the sky is blue. I'm like, I know, right? I think it's blue because of this, you know, the way that the light reflects off the ocean and the sun. Damn, we can go like that. So when my dad was like, oh, I didn't like the way Speed showcased, I was like, oh, okay, I'm gonna just let you have it. But then we talking, he's like, yeah, but you know, the people in Nigeria, they're wrong for that. I'm like, exactly. Like, that's what we really need to talk about. We could have been more prepared. Like, I haven't went on here and talked about it because, like I said, kind of like what, you know what I'm saying, the situation. I feel like Nigeria is, like I said on one of my podcast episodes, I feel like Nigeria is like that one cousin that you love everything about, but they just won't get off that dope. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, you want to be judgmental, you want to be harsh on them, but you know they're trying and you know they're doing the best that they can. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, that's how I feel about Nigeria. It's like, if we could really get the government to, like, really get together, the people could band together, then yeah. But it's one of those things where it's like, well, since I know they haven't, I'm not going to go on social media and platforms and bash them any more than I probably already had in the past. Because I'm sure there's probably times and it's been places where I was like, man, Nigeria ain't this, Nigeria's not this. But now that I know better, now that I've, like, gotten older and really just realized that, man, like, nigga, I'm not going to do anything better. Like, it's like a black person saying, like, bro, I seen a freaking clip. This lady was like, black women are the most laziest women ever. It's not going to do us any service if I'm dissing us too. You know what I'm saying? Like, if niggas already dissing us, I'm not going to get on platform and social media and also diss us too. Unless I'm coming with facts and reasonable, articulate, you know what I'm saying, scenarios. But most of the time, y'all don't. So it just be so crazy to me. So I guess we can see what did your boy do this week, though. You feel me? Because that's how we'll end it. So we're going to do topics first, weekly recap at the end. So depending on how much topics I have, it might dictate, like, how fast and shit we go to it. But yeah, I actually kind of like it this way. I ain't gonna lie. I kind of made it better. But on Friday, me and my twin, we just went to Griffith Park, and then I renewed my Disney pass, so I got another 12 months of Disney. I got the California member pass, so I only paid $50 a month for my Disney pass. Like I said, I have no reason to lie about it. Gotta show you guys that. Damn, bro. Friday, from Friday to Thursday. You can never make shit up. So yeah, on Friday, like I said, didn't do much. Went to the hike, and then did my TikTok movie review. You feel me? And then, you know what I mean? It's so crazy, y'all, because I thought I was gonna be coming on here to tell you guys something different, but pretty much, let's just put it like this. Your boy Caduce, I shot my shot. And I guess like only... So if the shot had went in, I probably wouldn't come on here to talk about it. I probably would have talked about the experience and like around it, but I would have kept it secret. But I don't think there's anything that's going to come from this situation, so I'm just letting you guys know. Your boy, I tried to put myself out there, y'all. Wasn't successful. You know what I mean? Nothing against her. You feel me? Like I said, maybe just bad timing, you know. But if anything, I guess it's just another reminder that I gotta lock in, get ready. You know what I'm saying? Just focus on school, focus on myself, and just overall just healing. Like I said, getting out my ego, because even in this situation, I'm still really trying to, like I said, see what I did wrong, what I could learn from this without asking the person. You know what I'm saying? Like just self-reflection. You know, because the way the last conversation went, it made it seem like the person wanted nothing to do with me. So I'm gonna just leave it at that. So respectfully, but I ain't gonna lie. On Thursday though, your boy I was on 10. I was happy as fuck. I'm in my journal like, yeah, bro, I did it. Like this shit going good. Like I don't know what to expect, nigga. Between me and y'all, so I guess what I could say around that shit, and I can end it on there, because I think I gotta get ready for school. It's almost time for me to go. It was so weird because I was really like, you know, like I told you guys, you know, I've been single for like the last 2 years. So when I thought this was gonna be my chance to like, kind of like not change that or be in the situation, it's so crazy how like I was imagining everything. I'm already thinking of a future with this person. I'm already like, how can I integrate this person in my day-to-day? Like, I go to the gym 5 times a week. How can I make this person part of that and still give them enough attention, still do what I had to do all this? Like, I was so worried. So, like, I don't know, maybe I self-sabotaged it because I was like I said, I felt like I shouldn't have to hide my true intentions from people. So, if I even feel fear, if I feel like, damn, like, I'm a little nervous about it, but I'm still want to, you know, pursue, I'll let the person know. And it's so crazy because, like I said, I told them, and they seem really cool about it and, like, understanding, but... You know, like I said, everything is everything. But I pretty much was just like, my fear was that because I know I'm only off Tuesdays and Thursdays and I'm still not where I want to be at in life, I was worried that I wouldn't be able to pursue this person as much as I would want to. But I guess God had different ideas because I'm not going to get to pursue him anyway. So we're going back to the cocoon, back to the content mode, and back to just 5 days a week of working out. And like I said, I can't wait to tell you guys about tomorrow's workout. I have a good line of workouts this week. I have a workout with my nigga that I met at the Babe Store. Shout out to my nigga Miles. He's having like a calisthenics event this Friday, or this Saturday, and then I'm doing a bike ride to my hike area tomorrow with my twins. So I'm looking forward to these two workouts, and then I also have a baby shower that I'm going to on Saturday. So. Shout out to my grandma because of her, I was able to get some time off from work to be able to grieve and just to be with my family. So because of her, like that's what I'm saying. You know, like I said, I take a loss and I get a dub. It depends on what I want to focus on. Do I want to focus on the loss or do I want to focus on the dub? I guess that's what we're going to call this episode. Don't focus on the loss, focus on the dub. It's your boy K-Sax P. I just want to say thank you guys. I appreciate, because I was about to end this without saying thank you guys. Thank you to each and every single one of you guys, each and every single one of my supporters, each and every single one of my listeners that support me on all my platforms, on any form of content that you listen to K-Sax on, or any form of way that you fuck with me. Thank you. I appreciate you and I love you. And shout out to all the Scorpions out there, all the Scorpions that are going to become there. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good night. And I'll see you guys in the next episode of StayDownLA Podcast. It's your boy K-Sax P, and I'm out. Peace. This was really good.